Ẹ káàárọ̀, ẹ káàárọ̀ ẹ̀yin èèyàn mi, ẹ kú ìsinmi èní, ẹ kú Sunday o. Ṣé dáadáa ni mo bá yín? Ẹ kú àdúrótì gbogbo ìgbà. Ó tún ti dé, ó tún ti dé o. Ìyá Èjìrẹ́ Òyèlà kí ọba ọmọ. Ó tún ti dé o, mò ń bọ̀ ẹ jọ̀ọ́. Ó tún ti dé bó ti ń dé. Ìyá Èjìrẹ́ ó ti dé. Mo dúpẹ́ púpọ̀ lọ́wọ́ yín, ẹ̀yin olólùfẹ́ mi nílé lóko. Àgàgà ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà lókè lọ́hùn. Mo ń rí yín, mo ń rọ́wọ́ yín o. Ní ṣàárọ̀ Sunday. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, ojoojúmọ́ náà ni, ojoojúmọ́ lọ́jọ́. Ìjọ́ tó bá dẹ̀ ti dé bá wa náà ni. Mo dúpẹ́, dúpẹ́. Ẹ káàárọ̀, ẹ káàsán, ẹ kúrọ̀lẹ́, ibi ń ta fẹ́ràn ta ibi iṣẹ́ ẹni náà la ti mọ̀ ní lọ́lẹ̀. N ta bá ti gbádùn, wọn ò ní fi pa wá, wọn ò ní ti bẹ̀ mú wa. Ẹ bá mi ṣàmì, mo mọ̀ pé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wọ́n ń palẹ̀ ilé ìjọsìn mọ́. Ọlọ́run á gbàdúrà wa, ojú ò ní tì wá. Àwa náà tá dẹ̀ lọ síbi kankan tá wà nílé. Ọlọ́run ọlọ́jọ́ èní á dúró ti gbogbo wa. Nǹkan kan ò ní ṣe ẹnikẹ́ni nínú wa. Àdúrà wa gbà. Èyí tó ṣe pàtàkì náà ni ká ṣe dáadáa. K'Ọlọ́run fún wa ní dáadáa ṣe, torí kò sẹ́ni tó mọ̀ ọ́ ṣe. Gbogbo oníkálùkù wa kàn ń gbìyànjú náà ni. Okay, ká má b'ọpọlọ lé olóró. Let's start. Ẹ rí nǹkan tí mo mú wá fún wa gbogbo láàárọ̀ yìí. To start with, let's listen to this.
Yoruba people, listen to me. Hausa people, Igbo, I don't care the
Hey, start from
Yoruba
the
people, listen
beginning.
to me. Hausa people, Igbo, I don't care the tribe you are coming from, but listen to me and listen attentively. I'm going to tell you who deserves this crown. Who deserves to be in Asorok? Who deserves to be the number one citizen of Nigeria? There is no other person.
Dúró náà, èyí tó important. Mr. Taiwo, ẹ káàárọ̀, ẹ káàárọ̀, mo dúpẹ́ púpọ̀ lọ́wọ́ yín. Láti Ìlọrin. Oh, okay. Màá bá yín sọ̀rọ̀ later. Màá bá yín sọ̀rọ̀ later. Wow. Ẹ jẹ́ n tiẹ̀ kọ́kọ́ kí ọmọ mi, Èjìrẹ́ Òyèlà kí wíníwíní lójú orogún, èjìwọ̀rọ̀ lójú rẹ̀, bẹ́kẹ́ṣẹ́ fẹsẹ̀ méjèèjì bẹ̀. Ó bẹ́ sílé alákìísà, ó sá alákìísà dá láṣọ àwárè, ẹ sọ wádìí. Àwọn kí ná ti ń pè, àwọn orogún yẹn, kí ni nǹkan náà, kí ló bí? Ọmọ wíníwíní. Ẹ̀yin náà rèé, ẹ̀yin rèé lẹ́dolú ọmọ. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń wọlé alákìísà tẹ́ ń sọ dá láṣọ. Ẹ̀yin mo jírí o. Èní á sàn mí o. Á san gbogbo wa. Á san ẹ̀yin olólùfẹ́ mi. Ó yẹ kí a máa gbọ́ arábìnrin yìí lọ.
Yoruba people, listen to me. Hausa people, Igbo, I don't care the tribe you are coming from, but listen to me and listen attentively. I'm going to tell you who deserves this crown. Who deserves to be in Asorok? Who deserves to be the number one citizen of Nigeria? There is no other person that deserves it. No other person. This is not about tribe. This is not about religion. And if you don't accept what I have said today and what I'm going to say today, majority of you will come after 4 years or 8 years with serious regret. You will regret it. If you don't accept my decision today, you must regret it. The youth are the future of every progressive nation. The youth of Nigeria are smart, talented, creative, and have global acceptance. Therefore, the decision of the youth must be accepted and respected by all. Our parents must, as a matter of urgency, learn and know when to draw the line. It is time for you all to retire. Stop constituting nuisance around. Stop this show of shame. Stop embarrassing yourselves. Step aside. It is the turn of the youth and not the turn of our old and aged parents. Allow this youth, for the very first time in their life, to decide their fate. Allow them to choose their leader. This is a digital world. We are in a digital era and not in an analog era. The countdown has begun. The clock is ticking. Everyone is shaking. Hearts are panting. Emotions are rising. And for who will be the king of Asurok? Who is going to be the #1 citizen of Nigeria? Who does the crown fit and who will wear the crown? Everyone is seriously anticipating to know the outcome of 25th of February, 2023. And that is why I have come here today. Because I want to tell most of you what you would love to hear and what most of you would not like to hear. I want to drop a reference material. Because in 2015, there was no reference material. But this is 2023. It is sacrosanct that I drop a reference material because the moment is dicey. It is very imperative that I drop a reference material because most of you are going to shout, had I known at the end of the day. I'm going to tell you who the crown fits. I'm going to tell you who to wear the crown and who is supposed to wear the crown. In the history of Nigeria, majority of you will agree with me that the youth of Nigeria do not like to engage themselves in politics because according to them, it doesn't concern them. But because of the way things are now, they have decided to come out to say that they need a man that has sympathy, somebody that has empathy, someone that knows how to utilize the resources, someone that knows how to manage the economy, and someone that is going to stop the sharing formula. That is what the youth want. Unfortunately, there are some group of people that don't want what the youth want. You don't want what the youth wants because what the youth want is not in your best interest. You're a selfish person. And that is why most of these spokespersons come out on a national television to defend the indefendable. You defend a market that you know that is not sellable. You defend a market that you know is obsolete. This man that you people continue defending that is not in favor of the youth, in a sane environment, in a sane society, these men are supposed to be in prison. These men are corrupt. Even the best of the earth can attest to the fact that these men are corrupt. So why do you want to sell corrupt men to the innocent youth of Nigeria? Why do you, as a spokesperson, always come to defend what you know should not even be defended anywhere because of your selfish interest? You know the truth, but you are hiding the truth from these people. You have refused to give this youth what they are supposed to use to make life meaningful for them. But this time around, they have decided to take the bull by the horn. You say you will never want what the youth wants. That it must be what you want. That the youth must dance to your tone. Why? You want to recycle the cabals. You want to recycle the old men. You want to continue recycling them at the detriment of the youth. And we said no to that. The youth of Nigeria said no to this. They said no to it. You just don't want to give them anything. Yet you want to grab power. Are you power intoxicated? Who do you do power? How do they intend to grab power? These power intoxicated men, they want to use the Northerners. They are going to use the Alamajiris in the North because they weaponized poverty in the North. Millions of Alamajiris hovering around in the North. Where electricity have not gotten to in Nigeria, ballot boxes and papers are going to find their ways into those places. Rural areas, villages that don't have good road. They don't have accessible road. They need these poor people in the North. Haven't you seen? Are you not wondering? Why is it that the people supporting these men are majorly poor people? That is why the North is the reason why Nigeria is still impoverished. The North has been the people bringing bad leaders in Nigeria. Only the North. The Fulanis have impoverished Nigerians. They have caused poverty, pain, sorrow to Nigerians. Yet they are still power intoxicated. They still want to grab power. The one they gave you long time, what did you do with it? You did not achieve anything with it. You came out as a failed person. This is 8 years of Buhari in power. Insecurity, poverty on increase. Everything has gone bad. I see the energy. These Hausa people used to come on TV to convince their gullible members about how Hausa person is still better than an Igbo man. How? How is an Hausa person better than an Igbo man? You destroyed Nigeria for many years. 1960, they gave you power. What did you do with it? You achieved nothing with it. You wasted time and resources. You've been wasting everybody's time since 1960. I'm talking to Fulani people. You have been wasting our time since 1960. Most of us, we are kids. We grew up, still remaining the way we are. Because you Fulani people have been wasting our time. You're wasting our resources at that. And now you still have the impetus. You have the guts, the temerity, the guts to come on a television comparing an Igbo man with a Hausa man when it comes to Asurok. You that they have given power for over many years. What did you do with it? What did you achieve with it? Nothing. You achieved nothing. You only created an imagery in the north. You don't believe in good thing in life. That is why you don't want to give the youth what they deserve. For the very first time, you know me that I don't like to defend politicians. But I get angry when I see these people talking with so much guts in them as if they have something to offer. You know you have nothing to offer. You talk with so much energy because there is Ghana must go of money waiting for you somewhere. When you finish, you have been sharing the resources of Nigeria. This man said he's going to end those sharing. He doesn't want you people to share. There is no money again. Money is finished. You have emptied the purse of Nigeria at the detriment of the youth. You empty the purse. You share the money amongst yourself. It is only in Hausa land and in Yoruba land you'll be hearing of tribe and religion. Why I must insist that Igbo is the best tribe is because we don't care who you are. What we want is give us something that is okay, meaningful for a good living. There is nobody that is Nigerian better than an Igbo man. Yorubas, you people know what I'm saying. Hausa people are tribal bigots. They don't joke with their tribe and their religion. But we have been keeping this one Nigeria for you people. That is why you see us all over Nigeria. But yet, to elect us in office is always something that you're very scared of. Shun tribe and religion and face the reality that is facing you. You see road. But you choose to enter bush because your tribal man is inside the bush. You see drinking water, neat water, spring water. But you choose to drink dirty water, mud water, because your tribal man is drinking the dirty water. You people are too tribalistic to a fault. You don't want an Igbo man to lead you. You don't want an Igbo man to rule you, but you want to lead an Igbo man. Are you not selfish? These men that you are supporting, these men you are rooting for, don't even know that you exist. They don't know you're a human being. They don't place value on you. The youth say this is what they want. The last time I checked, the youth are the future of every generation. The youth want this, and they must get what they want either by hook or by crook. That is the law of nature. You must dance to the tone of the youth. You must dance to the rhythm of the youth. How can Nigerians see a kind man but prefers a man that is very rude? How can Nigerians see a good listener but prefers a man that is very aggressive, a dictator, someone that is autocratic? How can Nigerians see a prudent man but prefers men that are problematic? All because of tribe, right? All because of religion. Mark my words. If you people continue towing the sparks, then you are going to miss Muhammadu Buhari. You will call Muhammadu Buhari your sweetheart. You will beg Buhari to come back. You will miss Buhari administration if you continue towing this path of tribe, religion. There are criteria to choose a good leader. The person you want to choose as your leader, there are questions you are supposed to be asking. Is that person corrupt? Is he straightforward? Is he reliable? Is he going to allow and permit freedom of speech? Is he physically, psychologically, and emotionally fit? Is your leader qualified to be the leader of a nation like Nigeria with a population of 200 million people? You know that P2B is the best amongst all of them. You know the truth, but your tribal sentiment, religion sentiment is not allowing you. You're a tribal bigot. You know that P2B is better than all these things that you present as your candidates. You know they don't match up with him. You know this. But what will you do? How can you do it when you said the same Milokon? How can you accept the truth? At the end of the day, Christians will suffer this outcome. Many of you Christians, some of them said that God have not spoken to them. Continue waiting for God to speak. You know the truth, but you will not say it because you are waiting for God. How can you say that you're waiting for God to tell you the truth? When you see light and darkness, you want anybody to tell you that this is light and this is darkness. How can a pastor like you, at this point, at this crucial time, in this perilous time, be telling your congregation that God has not spoken? That means you're not hearing from God. You must be hearing from another person. Who deserves to be the number one citizen of Nigeria? There is no other person that deserves it. No other person. This is not about tribe. This is not about religion. And if you don't accept what I have said today and what I'm going to say today, majority of you will come after 4 years or 8 years with serious regrets. You will regret it. If you don't accept my decision today, you must regret it. Listen to me. The man that deserves the crown as it stands today is no other person but P2B. He's the only person as it stands. And if you don't accept him, prepare for your doom. You must be doomed for life. I know Yorubas will not accept this. Continue deceiving people. Hausa people, Alamajiri, continue deceiving yourselves. But like I said, make sure that you keep this as a reference material because it must remind you that I said this thing before. I told you people, this time around, I am not sitting at the fence. I am coming boldly to say it, notwithstanding the outcome of what I'm saying, that if you don't give him the crown, all of you will regret it for the rest of your lives. That's inclusive. My name is Lisa NJ Kano, and I speak the truth for a living, and I believe that I have passed my message today.
Thank you very much. I will leave that to you to decide on what this lady has just said. Now, let's move on to another topic. This is another one regarding the ruling, the Supreme Court's ruling in Nigeria about changing of our currency. So you'll hear from them now. I think I've sent it to this phone. Let me check. But before that, let me see what I can do before I move on. You decide. This one doesn't really want to. What are you saying, Baba? That's your... What happened to the voice? Please, please. Let me check. I can't understand all what is going on in Nigeria. To be honest, I can't. Emagbamio. What have I done wrong? Kilonsele. Abilato Nwani. Ah, please, please, please. Why doing this to me? I love to play this, but the voice is not coming out. Because we really need to hear from other people. It's not coming up. Kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀? Kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀? Kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀? Kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀? Okay, now move. I just want to play the one in English first before I move on to Yoruba. I've heard this one this morning, so what's going on? Please, please, please. Anyway. Ṣé òun ríṣẹ́ báyìí, Akànní? Á ní kí lòun ṣe? Á ní kí lòun ṣe? I'm not. Please. Oh, kí ló dé? Má waste time mi now. Ẹ má bínú jàre. Yoruba land first. We must go. Kí lorin tí wọ́n kọ fún bàbá lánàá náà? A máa dìbò. A ti wọlé. A máa dìbò. If you are not ready to play, maybe I should just go straight to the next one. But let me see. Please, please.
Introducing the new Google Pixel Watch, Google Pixel Buds Pro.
Please. Let's listen to NLC. That's Nigerian Labour Party movement. Talk now. Kí ló ti ẹ̀yin ayé ẹ gbé mi sílẹ̀ o. Ìwọ ló wà ńdìí ẹ̀. Spiritual leléyìí o, Akànní. Spiritual leléyìí. Akànní Adé. Spiritual leléyìí. Wọ́n ti sọ fún mi. Wọ́n ti sọ fún mi pé spiritual ni. Ó dẹ̀ wù mí kí n gbọ́ bàbá Buhari yìí ṣá. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́, ṣé kí n gbé? Yeah. Ó wù mí kí n gbé bàbá yìí kẹ́ gbóhùn ẹ̀. Kò dá báyìí ẹ̀yin ayé, spiritual attack. Tó máa padà sọ́dọ̀ yín, back to sender. Ìjẹ̀bú ò ń jòjò, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. Ìjẹ̀bú ò ń jòjò. ẹ bá mi bẹ̀ àwọn ìyá, mo júbà, mo ti júbà Ọlọ́run síwájú. Ọ̀rọ̀ tó ń lọ, ẹ ṣé jàre ẹ̀yin olólùfẹ́ mi tẹ́ ẹ dúró tì mí, bó ti wù kó rí. Ó dẹ̀ ti sọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan now. Ẹ gbà mí lọ́wọ́ wọn o. Ẹ má waste time, ẹ mọ̀ pé mi ò ń fẹ́ pẹ́. Kò burú. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n lọ já síbòmíì. Ẹ bá mi bẹ̀ wọ́n o. Ọ̀rọ̀ tó ń lọ, ẹ bá wa kíyèsí. Ọ̀rọ̀ tó ń lọ lọ́wọ́, lórí àgbàkodò. Bó ti ṣe ń lọ, ẹ bá wa kíyèsí. Ẹ jẹ́ á play
This
eléyìí.
is the ship that Atiku stole from the federal government. This ship you are seeing right here belongs to the people of.
Okay, mo ń bọ̀. Ó ṣé, mo mọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀. Àwọn èèyàn dẹ̀ mọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀.
This is the ship that Atiku stole from the federal government. This ship you are seeing right here belongs to the people of Nigeria. This ship was bought by the ex-Nigerian president Olusegun Obasanjo. Obasanjo bought this ship from Russia. Atiku stole this ship and sold it to a Saudi Arabia shipping company called Bafo International Shipping Logistics. Guess what, guys? This ship carries 1,363 containers on board. Atiku sold this ship for 7.9 billion naira. And guess what, guys? He pocketed the money. When Olusegun Obasanjo said the money that Atiku looted from Nigeria can fill 400 Nigeria for 400 years, this is what exactly he mean. Let me just show you another thing, guys. This ship, another ship you are seeing right here, this is a luxurious ship, guys. And this ship worth $74 million. Atiku also stole this ship and sold it to the same Saudi Arabia company. Okay, so guys, this aircraft you are seeing right here is aircraft 93045. Atiku Abubakar also sold this aircraft to Israeli Airlines. Can you imagine? So Nigeria, if you are voting, you should know what to do. Note, this page do not support any act of attack on anybody or any public official, but Atiku is a notorious criminal.
Ṣé rí bó ṣe ń lọ yín èèyàn mi? Ẹ̀yin yẹn ló ṣe jẹ́ pé igi kan ò lè dágbó ṣe. A ní láti gbọ́ lọ́tùn, lósì, níwá, lẹ́yìn bó ṣe ń ṣẹlẹ̀. Èèyàn kan ò lè sọ wípé ọ̀rọ̀ òun àti show òun nìkan lòun ń sọ, lòun máa gbọ́. Ẹ rí i pé kò sólúwa ẹ̀ náà tí ò kí ń gbé show míì wá sórí tiẹ̀. So bílé ayé ṣe rí nìyẹn. Àjọ máa gbé ni. Nǹkan tá a bá dẹ̀ ti rí i pé ó ṣe pàtàkì, mo mọ̀ pọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwa àti rí. Ìpolongo nìyẹn o, lÉkòó. I know. ẹ ṣé ẹ kú àdúró tì, mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo ilé. Ṣé rí Èkó?
Our president.
Ṣé rí Èkó nìyẹn o, Èkó nìyẹn o. Dùgbẹ̀dùgbẹ̀ sómi lókè yìí o. Ṣé lóbìnrin yẹn bó ṣe bọ́ra ẹ̀ sí wèrè? Àná fẹ́ yíyàn lórí ìlú yẹn. Ó bọ́ra ẹ̀ sí wèrè ni. A ní tówó bá ti tán wèrè ló kù. Ẹ sọ pé wọ́n ń bòdì, èèyàn palẹ̀ kinní mọ́ fẹ́ni tó fẹ́ sìn òun ni. Tówó bá ti tán wèrè ló kù.
Alpha, how much for exchange rate for your area? Look, when they talk about dollar don't get level. Naira to naira. 20,000 naira, that's 26,000 naira. For Benin, they won't shit you. Enter bus from Lagos. For Lagos here, na 25,000. Yes, naira to naira. Buhari! Say it again, Buhari!
Ṣé rí ibi tó sún wa dé? Ṣé rí ibi tí ó sún wa dé? Nígbà tẹ́yin kan bá wá ń pariwo pé olóṣèlú ni ká tún dìbò fún. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́, ẹni tó fẹ́ bá mi sọ, kó bá mi kọ nǹkan tí a ti rí jẹ, ta ti rí gbà lọ́wọ́ àwọn tó ń lámùlà, àbí báwo lẹ ṣe máa ń sọ? Àwọn tó ń lámùlà nínú orílẹ̀-èdè yìí. Because èmi ò rí nǹkan táwọn arábí ṣe fún wa tán tún ní ká tún máa tẹ̀lé wọn. Ó dáa, ṣé nígbà téléyìí náà bá tún wọlé ńsìn, tó bá lo bóyá ọdún 4 làdúrà ẹ̀ gbà sí, bóyá ọdún 8 ni, àá wá tún padà, tún bẹ̀rẹ̀. Ta ló mọ iye ìyà tí àwọn èèyàn wa wọ̀nyí máa jẹ kó tó di wípé a tún bọ́ lọ́wọ́ wọn? Ṣé a à rò yẹn ṣá? Ṣé a à rò yẹn? Ẹ dẹ̀ lérò wípé àwọn wọ̀nyí máa gbà fún láì jẹ́ pé ó jẹ́ ọ̀wọ́n, wọ́n máa gbà kí bóyá Yorùbá ni o àbí Íbò, kí wọ́n ṣe ìfẹ́ inú wọn lé wọn lórí? Ojú tí mo fẹ́ ká fi wò ó nìyẹn o. Àní kóníkálùkù lọ nílọ ẹ̀. Ká wá jọ máa bára wa wò ó. Bí èmi náà máa ń sọ wípé ó dáa, kò burú. Tá bá ní a pín, báwo la ṣe fẹ́ ṣe é? Kinní kan, igbá kan, kókó bábà ṣásùn. Mo wá rí pé ojú máa táyé. Ṣójú máa táyé náà ń pè é? Àbójú máa káyé? Ojú máa káyé because à á mọlé ọ̀nà oníkálùkù. A máa mọ ibi tá máa dojú kọ. Excuse me. A máa mọ ibi tá máa dojú kọ. Excuse me. Because ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ má bínú. Torí pé kí ni? Báwọn aráabí báyìí, gbogbo nǹkan tí wọ́n ń ṣe fún wa yìí, bí ìgbà tó jẹ́ pé àwọn ló favour. Wọ́n ní democracy. Ǹjẹ́ á tiẹ̀ lọ wo ìtumọ̀ democracy báyìí? Ǹjẹ́ democracy làwọn people yìí ń practice lé wa lórí? Because àwọn ológun náà ló yìí wà ńbẹ̀. Orí tán fi ṣèwé ló yìí wà ńbẹ̀. Gbogbo òfin tí wọ́n ń lò nígbà yẹn náà ló yìí ń lọ. So kí la wá ń sọ? Kí ni nǹkan tá wá ń sọ? Tá wá ní ọ̀rọ̀ wọn people yìí la fẹ́ tẹ̀lé. Àtológun ni o, àti PDP ni o, àti Fensik ni o, àti Cafenol ni o, APC ni o, whatever PPPPP, NNN. Torí èmi ò rí kan tó sàn nínú kankan nínú wọn, kò sí nǹkan tó fẹ́ ṣe. Gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ wọn lórí irọ́ ni. Lórí irọ́. Ẹ dẹ̀ lè máa tàn wá ká máa wò báyìí. Kẹ́ máa ní ká dákẹ́, ká má sọ̀rọ̀. Kò possible. Kò ṣe kí ni? Kò possible. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹ sá pé ẹ sọ̀rọ̀, ẹ ń wò, ẹ fi wọ́n lẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ kán máa ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀, èmi lè wá kú. Ìgbà wo ni má kú yín ò ní kú? Ìgbà wo ni má kú yín ò ní kú? Alẹ́ èèyàn wà nínú ilé. Wọ́n ta ìbọn lọ bá wọn. Ẹ jẹ́ n tún gbé ìsìn fún yín kó bá mi ṣépè fún yín. Bá mi ṣe fún yín. Ní má ṣe pè. Àwọn ẹbí olóṣèlú náà máa ń ní má ṣe pè. Tọ́ ní pílánù mi. Ṣé máa lọ sórí mi? Àṣẹ. Ẹ lọ wò wọ́n dáadáa, má ṣe pè, ẹni kan súnmọ́ olóṣèlú. Àwọn náà fẹ́ wà ń bẹ̀. Àwọn náà fẹ́ máa pàṣẹ ní gbogbo ibi tán bá wà. Lẹ́wọ̀n tó bá kó mọ́ra lórí. Ọkàn yìí ò ní balẹ̀. Ọkàn yìí ò jìyà. Ìjọba ọmọ yín àjẹjì bẹ́ẹ̀. Lágbára Ọlọ́run. Gbogbo ilẹ̀ ó ṣòfò. Ìjọba gbogbo ilẹ̀ ó jìyà. Ìjọba. Ẹni ká pàrọ̀ ẹ̀ ò tún fún wa ní tuntun. Ẹni ká pàrọ̀ ẹ̀ ò tún fún wa ní tuntun. Ẹ̀rìnrò lẹ́nu etí ẹ̀. Ẹ̀yin ìjọba ìlú wa. Ọlọ́kàn yìí ò ní balẹ̀. Ẹ̀yin ìjọba ìlú wa. Kò síná kò sómi o, kò sí fọkànbalẹ̀. Kò síná kò sómi o, kò sí fọkànbalẹ̀. Ọkàn yìí ò ní balẹ̀. Ẹ̀yin ìjọba ìlú wa. Ọlọ́kàn yìí ò ní balẹ̀. Ẹ̀yin ìjọba ìlú wa. Ẹ̀yin ìjọba ìlú wa, ọkàn yìí ò ní balẹ̀. Tẹ́bí tara yín, ọkàn yìí ò ní balẹ̀ àbí tẹ́ bá ṣe rere. Ẹ ṣe. Ìyá yìí ò tí rẹ̀ ń tó bọ́ra lẹ́ ńgbà tó kọrin yìí o. Tó bá dìbò wá. Ìyá má náwó sí mi, má kọjú sí mi. Má kọjú sí mi torí wọ́n tún ti múná lọ ńsìn. Wọ́n tún ti múná lọ. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n gbé eléyìí sí fún wa. Kò sówó kò sépo. Kò sówó kò sépo. Ọkàn yìí ò ní balẹ̀. Ẹ̀yin ìjọba ìlú wa. Gbogbo ilẹ̀ ó jìyà. Ẹ̀yin ìjọba ìlú wa. Ọlọ́kàn yìí ò ní balẹ̀. Ẹ̀yin ìjọba ìlú wa. Ọmọ yín á jẹ nínú yà. Ẹ̀yin ìjọba ìlú wa. Kò sówó kò sépo. Kò sówó kò sépo. Kò sówó kò sépo. Kò sówó kò sépo. Ọkàn yìí ò ní balẹ̀. Ẹ̀yin ìjọba ìlú wa. Gbogbo ilẹ̀ ó jìyà. Ẹ̀yin ìjọba ìlú wa. Ọmọ yín á jẹ níbẹ̀. Ẹ̀yin ìjọba ìlú wa. Gbogbo ilẹ̀ ó ṣòfò. Ẹ̀yin ìjọba ìlú wa. Gbogbo ilẹ̀ ó jìyà. Ẹ̀yin ìjọba ìlú wa. Ẹni ká pàrọ̀ ẹ̀ ò tún fún wa ní tuntun. Ẹni ká pàrọ̀ ẹ̀ ò tún fún wa ní tuntun. Ẹ̀rìnrò lẹ́nu etí ẹ̀. Ẹ̀yin ìjọba ìlú wa. Ọlọ́kàn yìí ò ní balẹ̀. Ẹ̀yin ìjọba ìlú wa. Kò síná kò sómi o, kò sí fọkànbalẹ̀. Kò síná kò sómi o, kò sí fọkànbalẹ̀. Ọkàn yìí ò ní balẹ̀. Ẹ̀yin ìjọba ìlú wa. Ọlọ́kàn yìí ò ní balẹ̀. Ẹ̀yin ìjọba ìlú wa. Ṣèbẹ́ láwọn àdẹ̀ lálẹ́ kó ìyá tẹ́ fi ń jẹ wá pọ̀. Ṣèbẹ́ láwọn àdẹ̀ lálẹ́ kó ìyá tẹ́ fi ń jẹ wá pọ̀. Ẹ̀wẹ̀ ro ní filling station. Ẹ̀yin ìjọba ìlú wa. Ẹ wò túra sílẹ̀ ní owó. Ọkàn agbépo lọ́jà Ìbàdàn. Ẹ̀yin ìjọba ìlú wa. Ọlọ́kàn yìí ò ní balẹ̀. Ẹ̀yin ìjọba ìlú wa. A tún ti múná lọ o, ó ti mọ́ yín lára o. Ọlọ́run má jẹ́ kí ìṣẹ́ òṣì mọ́yàn lára. Torí pé kí ni? Wọ́n ti fi àwọn ará ibí bàyìí sílẹ̀ láti ọjọ́ tó ti pẹ́. Kán máa ṣe nǹkan tó wù wọ́n, ìyẹn ló fà á. Ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ sókè. Ẹ ní ẹ jẹ́ ká fi wọ́n lẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká fi wọ́n lẹ̀, ẹ má jẹ́ á sọ nǹkan kan, ẹ jẹ́ ká fi wọ́n lẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká fi wọ́n lẹ̀. Ká fi.
Boo, no be pine. Na fine. Which one be pine? English teacher. So it's a people like this. Now you know pitch full announce APC. At the talk, he still they speak another one. No be full announce. Now pronounce. Boom. Respect yourself for me. I will change them for you. Wait, you want beat me? No problem. After one win, make I see. If you na win, I don't win already. Na date I dey wait. Oh yeah, now come sit down. I dey wait. I beg it. If
Oh.
they ask me, say, now waiting they make me pine. Boo, no be pine. Now fine. Which one be pine? English teacher. So it's a big book like this. Now you know pitch full announce APC. At the talk, he still they speak another one. No be full announce. Now pronounce. Boom. Respect yourself for me. I will change them for you. Wait, you want beat me? No problem. After one win, make I see. If you na win, I don't win already. Na date I dey wait. Oh yeah, now come sit down. I dey wait. I beg it. If they ask me, say, now waiting they make me pine. Boo, no be pine. Now fine. Which one be pine? English teacher. So it's a big book like this. Now you know pitch full announce APC. At the talk, he still they speak another one. No be full announce. Now pronounce. Boom. Respect yourself for me. I will change them for you. Wait, you want beat me? No problem. After one win, make I see. If you na win, I don't win already. Na date I dey wait. Oh yeah, now come sit down. I dey wait. I beg it.
Ṣẹ̀rí kò síbi tọ́n ti kí ń fi àwọn tó bá ti wà nípò báyìí tọ́n ti kí ń fi wọ́n ṣe yẹ̀yẹ́ níbi kí gbogbo. Òótọ́ ni bàbá mi Táíwò. Àwa la fi wọ́n lẹ̀ ta fi jẹ́ kán máa ṣe báyìí fún wa. Ṣẹ rí irú èyí tọ́n fi ń ṣe yẹ̀yẹ́ ńsìn, kò síbi tọ́n ti ń ṣe irú ẹ̀ fáwọn olórí wa tó bá ti wà ní irú ipò wọn yẹn. But tó bá jẹ́ àwọn èèyàn individual personal kiní ni, even nílé ìwé tẹ́ bá lọ uni ní ibi ni ohun tí òyìnbó fi dá nìyẹn. Wàláì. Wọ́n máa respect language ẹ, pronunciation ẹ, bó ti wù kó pè é. Kó ṣáà ti ṣe, kó ti fún wọn, kó ti prove fún wọn wípé o ní knowledge nípa nǹkan tó ń ṣe. O dẹ̀ focus. Wọ́n máa encourage ẹ. Wọ́n máa encourage ẹ tó jẹ́ pé ìwọ pàápàá inú ẹ á dùn. Ṣùgbọ́n ní orílẹ̀-èdè Áfríkà táwa ti wá, àníṣẹ́ tó bá rẹ́ni tó kọlà tó walà síbí tó wà síbí tó wà sórí, tó bá ń bá wọn sọ Yorùbá báyìí, wọ́n máa fẹ́ prove fún ẹ wípé òyìnbó ni gbòòsà, òyìnbó ni, òyìnbó ni. Wọ́n wá ń fi tẹ àṣà wa, èdè wa, wọ́n fi ń rì í bọlẹ̀, wọ́n fi ń rì í bọlẹ̀. Gbogbo ẹ̀ wá ń parun lọ. Wọ́n wá rò pé nǹkan tó dáa làwọn ń ṣe. Even àwọn ọmọ wọn nínú ilé don't speak vernacular, show off. Kán lè mọ̀ pé wọ́n gbóyìnbó yẹn ṣáà ni. Grammar, dictionary, encyclopedia. Kí nìyẹn? Ìwé tó tóbi ju dictionary lọ, àbí bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́ bàbá mi, ẹ̀yin olóyìnbó, àbí bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́ lẹ ṣe ṣe? A máa wá máa fẹ́ show off, fi oppress ara wa pé ìwọ ṣáà sọ, tó bá ti sọ, kò ní lè bá ẹ jà mọ́, kò ní lè sọ̀rọ̀ mọ́. Ẹ jẹ́ ká proud, ká gbé èdè wa, àṣà wa, ká gbé lárugẹ. Ẹ wò ó, kíláàsì tí èmi wà, kò sí orílẹ̀-èdè, ìlú tí ò sí níbẹ̀. Chinese wà ńbẹ̀, gbogbo àwọn EU kiní wọ̀nyẹn gbogbo wọn gbogbo wọn la jọ wà níbẹ̀. Wọ́n dẹ̀ respect wọn. Tán bá máa pronounce nǹkan, tonation, tone tán máa fi pronounce ẹ̀, bó ṣe máa jáde, wọ́n accept wọn mọ́ra. Wọn ò wá àbùkù wọn. Ṣùgbọ́n àwa máa discourage èèyàn. Ẹ wo bó ṣe pronounce ẹ̀, ẹ wo bó ṣe sọ, ẹ wo bó ṣe ṣe, ẹ dẹ̀ ní kan ṣe. Wọn ò ní gbójú wọn síta, wọn ò ní sọ̀rọ̀ síta. Wọ́n máa fara pamọ́ ni máa complain ṣá. Wọ́n máa fara pamọ́. Ẹ dẹ̀ ní bọ́ta ṣe nǹkan dáadáa, ẹ ní bọ́ta ṣe nǹkan rere. Ẹ fẹ́ paná, ẹ lè paná tọ́lọ́run bá ti tàn. Àbẹ́là ni. Ẹ lè gbé sábẹ́ kíní, ó kàn lè ṣọmọ olókùú bẹ́ẹ̀. Ẹ lè paná ìmọ́lẹ̀. Ọ̀nà tí Ọlọ́run bá ti ní oníkálùkù máa gbà, ó máa gbà ó dẹ̀ máa débẹ̀. Ṣó tán di wá ń sìn? Nígbà tán bá ní kẹ́ má lọ sódò mọ́, tán tún ní ẹ tún máa ṣe sanwó àbí ṣe nǹkan kan níbẹ̀. Tán bá pa àṣà wa, Ọ̀ṣun, gbogbo everything. Àwọn tá dẹ̀ ń tẹ̀lé wọn yìí, abẹ́ àwọn people wọ̀nyí ná máa ń lọ, ná ti ń lọ ṣe nǹkan. Ẹ wá fẹ́ mú àṣà wa, èdè wa, ẹ fẹ́ mú kúrò, ẹ fẹ́ parẹ́. Ṣé ìyẹn dá lójú yín? Kì í ṣe nǹkan tó dáa. Tá bá ròótọ́ ọ̀rọ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká bára wa sọ. A mọ̀ pé ẹ gbóyìnbó, wọn ò lè bá yín jiyàn ẹ̀. Pé ẹ gbóyìnbó, ẹ lè sòyìnbó. No. Tó bá dé ọ̀dọ̀ wọn tó ti yẹ kẹ́ sọ, ẹ sọ. Ṣùgbọ́n bí pé kẹ́ wá gbogbo ẹ̀ sórí kíní kan ní good morning, good afternoon. What are you saying? Good morning. Ẹ rí pé òṣì ti bá irú èèyàn bẹ́ẹ̀. Òṣì ti bá because ó fẹ́ prove fún ẹ wípé òun superior ju ẹ lọ. Ó fẹ́ prove fún ẹ pé òun superior. For where? Sórí ẹ̀bùn oníkálùkù tọ́lọ́run fún oníkálùkù ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ ni. Ẹlòmíì máa wà, ó máa lè kọ́. Tó bá kọ nǹkan fún yín báyìí, wàláì, ẹ máa bẹ́rẹ̀ ni. Ẹlòmíì ò lè kọ́. Ṣùgbọ́n tó bá sọ fún yín báyìí, bí irú àwọn tájọ wà níbí báyìí, ìmíì tẹ́ bá ní kó kọ lóyìnbó, tẹ́ bá ní kó kọ àwọn nǹkan báyìí, nǹkan tó máa kọ, àgàgà àwọn tó wà nílùú wa tó ń pọ́n wọn lé yẹn, wọ́n á ní, kí leléyìí kọ? But torí pé ó lè sọ dáadáa, wọ́n ti wò ó wípé ọ̀wọ̀ tán máa fún, ó máa ju ti dúdú tán rí yẹn lọ. Ẹlòmíì ò dẹ̀ lè kọ́, kò lè kà. Ṣùgbọ́n ọgbọ́n orí ẹ̀, ẹni tó kà, ẹni tí ò kà yẹn máa mú lẹ́rú ni. Pé because mo sọ nǹkan kan nígbà kan, ní àìmọye ọdún sẹ́yìn, mo ní ìyá mi, kò sẹ́ni tí ò mọ̀ wọ́n ní Tate and Lyle. Kò sẹ́ni tí ò mọ̀ ní wọ́n ní Cadbury. Ìyá alákíkanjú òṣìṣẹ́. Tán bá ti lọ báyìí, AKD, akọ́rán tuntun. Àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ báǹkì náà máa pè rán níṣẹ́, ọmọ mi. Wá bá mi kọ kiní yìí. Fọ̀túnwọ̀tún fòsì, kẹ́ tó ṣírò nǹkan kan lóye owó, ìyá mi ti sọ jáde fún yín. Kì í ṣọ̀rọ̀ ẹnu. Wọn ò kà, wọn ò lọ ilé-ìwé, wọn ò ṣe nǹkan kan. So níbo la fi gbogbo àwọn àṣà èdè yẹn sí? Níbo la fi gbogbo àwọn àpọ́nlé? Níbo la fi sí tá wá ń ṣerú òyìnbó? Tí nǹkan tiwa, èdè tiwa tó ń ni wá lára láti ṣe. Why? Why? Àwa máa complain pé wọ́n wá kó wa lẹ́rú. Wọn ò tí ì wá kó wa. Because bá ṣe ń bá lọ yìí, tá bá máa fi rí ọdún mélòó ńsìn, èdè yẹn ó máa lọ ráúráú. nípa show off, nípa wípé a à fẹ́ gbé nǹkan tó jẹ́ tiwa lárugẹ. Don't speak vernacular. Ẹ má sọ Yorùbá sáwọn ọmọ mi o. Mo fẹ́ kán gbọ́. A tiẹ̀ gbọ́ ẹ̀bi náà, irú ẹ̀bi yẹn wà lára àwa náà ńbí báyìí. Torí pé kí ni? Mo ti sọ rí. Nígbà táwa náà dé nígbà yẹn lọ́hùn, kò ì tíì sí kò ì tíì sí àwọn Midas, Foster kiní wọ̀nyẹn ló wà. Outside dẹ̀ ni la máa gbé wọn lọ, ta máa lọ máa wò wọ́n. Gbogbo àwọn tó ń tọ́jú ọmọ kò ì tíì ṣe kiní báyìí. Tó jẹ́ pé nígbà tí mo bọ́wọn ìbejì báyìí, tí n bá ní kálàájá lọ gbé fóònù níbìkan, tán bá gbọ́ tí àwọn ọmọ yẹn ń ké, wọ́n á ní àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀yin èjìrẹ́ ẹ má da ọmọ mi láàmú o. Máa gbé kan báyìí, orí ìkan báyìí, orí ìkan báyìí. Bá ṣe máa fún wọn lọ́yàn nìyẹn. Kì í ṣe pé a máa kọ́kọ́ fún kan lọ́yàn because ọ̀nà méjèèjì yẹn làwọn méjèèjì máa gbà mú kó tó di pé a gbé wọn lọ sílé foster parent outside London. Ara ibi tí mi ì tiẹ̀ lè sọ pé ìyẹn náà ló fà á because irú n témi ń complain ńsìnyí ló ṣe àwa náà. A fẹ́ kán gbóyìnbó tá à mọ̀ wípé àwa òbí náà kò sóye òyìnbó tá a gbọ́. Ṣùgbọ́n a ṣáà ń fẹ́ kán gbọ́, a ṣáà ń fẹ́ kán ṣe. Even ẹ̀gbọ́n àwọn ìbejì, ó bi mí níjọ́ kan, ó ní why tóun ò fi lè sọ Yorùbá mọ́, tóun ò gbọ́ Yorùbá mọ́. Níjọ́ yẹn ni mo ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ mọ̀ wípé yes, nǹkan ti dé sí mi. Mi ì lè ṣàlàyé. Kàn wò ó pé torí ibi tá a gbé even ọjọ́ mélòó náà lò níbi ibẹ̀, but àwa náà fẹ́ ṣe pé ẹ máa sòyìnbó. Àwa tó jẹ́ pé tá bá sòyìnbó gan, ọmọ yẹn wọn ò ní understand ńgbà míì pé kí ni àwọn ará ibí yìí ń sọ. Torí gbogbo nǹkan tá bá ń sọ la máa fi ó sí lẹ́yìn. Get up o. It's time to dress up o. Ṣé ẹ mọ̀? Gbogbo àwọn irú nǹkan bẹ́yẹn, bẹ́yẹn, bẹ́yẹn. So, ẹ jẹ́ ká parapọ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká pawápọ̀. Thank you bàbá mi Rob, welcome. Mo miss yín lánàá. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ jẹ́ á máa sọ Yorùbá. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́. Mo lè gbé nǹkan wá kí n play ẹ̀ ní òyìnbó nígbà míì. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́, ẹ má jẹ́ kí èdè yìí parun. Thank you. Kí ló lè mú irú àwọn olóṣèlú wa Yorùbá wọ̀nyí tó jẹ́ pé tán bá lọ síbi gbogbo tán ń campaign, ẹ̀yin ẹ worú ibi tí bàbá Tinubu lọ, tó jẹ́ èdè wọn ná fi ń sọ̀rọ̀ tán fi ń ṣe. Tí wọn ò gbéèyàn sí ẹ̀gbẹ́ kán interpret ẹ̀, bóyá èyí témi dẹ̀ wò ni. Why? Ó yẹ kí irú àwọn bàbá wọ̀nyí kán máa sọ èdè Yorùbá yẹn, kán wá wá èèyàn. Even àwọn tó jẹ́ adití, ẹ má bínú sí mi ẹ jọ̀ọ́. Wọ́n máa interpret ẹ̀, wọ́n máa ṣe sign ọwọ́ tán máa fi ṣé fún wọn, tán máa understand. So why táwa náà ò lè ṣe irú nǹkan báyìí? Tẹ́ bá máa sọ̀rọ̀, ẹ gbé èèyàn sí ẹ̀gbẹ́ tó máa interpret n tẹ́ ń sọ. Interpreter, you know. Àfi grammar gbangba-gbangba. Àtèyí tó wà nínú dictionary àtèyí tí ò sí ná máa fẹ́ máa fọ̀. Ẹ ṣé bàbá mi Rob, ẹ káàbọ̀. Mo kí yín sílé lánàá. Ṣé dáadáa lẹ wà? Àwọn family yín ńkọ́? A kú weekend. Ẹ̀mí wa ṣe púpọ̀ ẹ̀. So, níbo ni mò ń lọ? Ẹ jẹ́ ká wá bọ́ sí ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn oní-unity. Bíbíire, thank you, ó ṣé mo dúpẹ́ o. Thank you. Unity Mr. Taiwo Ejiro yìí là kí ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́ o.
I need to let you know. Ẹ máa ń rò pé táwọn èèyàn bá dákẹ́ àbí tẹ́ bá.
Ẹ jẹ́ kí a gbọ́ nǹkan tí.
Because kò tiẹ̀ ṣe route tí mo fẹ́ gbé ètò gbàtẹ́lẹ̀ nìyẹn, but because you wrote what you wrote, I ní fún mi lówó tí wọ́n pè mí ṣùgbọ́n tí wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ lọ bí pé bóyá ó ní nǹkan kan ṣe pẹ̀lú nǹkan kan. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run pé Ọlọ́run ò ṣe mí ní ọmọ ojú ọ̀rọ̀ láyé, Ọlọ́run ò sì ṣe mí ní ẹni tó ń gbọ̀n pẹ̀pẹ̀ máa sá lọ pé èèyàn kan lòun fẹ́ ṣe mí lórí àbó òun fẹ́ ṣe mí láàánú.
Ẹ jẹ́ kí n wo ibi tí wọ́n ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ká lè mọ̀.
Máa sọ fọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ máa ní ẹ má dá sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ má jà dá sí ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn àgbàlagbà ni ẹ jẹ́ wọn yanjú ẹ̀ láàrin ara wọn. Gbogbo àwọn àtìláwí oníṣẹ́ burúkú lọ́wọ́ tí wọ́n ṣe gbogbo iṣẹ́ láàbí tí wọ́n bá sòótọ́ tí wọ́n bá ní parọ́ tí wọ́n bá sòótọ́ àwọn náà kàn fún àwọn ẹ̀pẹ́ gbólóhùn tó ń jáde lẹ́nu.
Thank you Mr. Rob, God bless you.
Àwọn àgbàlagbà ni ẹ jẹ́ wọn yanjú ẹ̀ láàrin ara wọn nítùbínùbí ká má kì tiwa bọ̀ kó má bàa fẹ́ jú. Ṣùgbọ́n síbẹ̀síbẹ̀ àwọn èèyàn kan gbìyànjú wọ́n sapá pé àfi táwọn tójú bọ̀ kọ́rọ̀ yẹn fẹ́ jú kó dàrú tí ó bá dàrú.
Ẹ bá mi tẹ̀ fẹ́ jọ
ẹ bá ń gbádùn Àjọkẹ́. Ìhà tí mo kọ sí A ni mo kọ sí B ni mo kọ sí C wípé ojú kan lèmi fi ń wo gbogbo wọn. Mo sì dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run kò sí kankan náà àwọn èèyàn wọ̀nyí tí mò ń pè lẹ́yìn tí mò ń bá sọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́yìn àbí tí wọ́n ń fún mi ní nǹkan lẹ́yìn débi tí èèyàn kan ní wọ́n gbé nǹkan fún mi ni mo fi ń ṣe nǹkan tí mò ń ṣe. Ẹni tó bá sì ní òun gbé nǹkan fún mi tọ̀ ẹ jáde wá sọ fún gbogbo ayé o ẹ jẹ́ kan gbọ́ o ẹ jẹ́ kan mọ nǹkan tẹ́ gbé fún mi ibi tẹ́ ti gbé fún mi. Àbí ẹni tó bá ní ọlọ́rọ̀ kan tí mo ti sọ pamọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ àìgbọ́ mo fọlọ́run bẹ̀yìn ẹ gbé jáde ẹ jẹ́ kí gbogbo ayé gbọ́.
Èjì rẹ àwọn èjì rẹ náà yí mi ká.
Ẹni tó bá ní mo ní ẹ gbé jáde ẹ jẹ́ kí gbogbo ayé gbọ́. Àwọn tó gbìyànjú láti dọ́gbọ́n fún mi lówó tí wọ́n pè mí ṣùgbọ́n tí wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ lọ bí pé bóyá ó ní nǹkan kan ṣe pẹ̀lú nǹkan kan. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run pé Ọlọ́run ò ṣe mí ní ọmọ ojú ọ̀rọ̀ lárí, Ọlọ́run ò sì ṣe mí ní ẹni tó ń gbọ̀n pẹ̀pẹ̀ máa sá lọ pé èèyàn kan lòun fẹ́ ṣe mí lórí àbó òun fẹ́ ṣe mí láàánú. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run.
Mo like comment yín Mr. Rob, thank you very much, God bless you.
Ṣùgbọ́n tó Ọlọ́run ṣe fún mi ó tó mi ó tẹ́ mi lọ́rùn mo sì dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run. Mo sì mọ̀ pé bí tó Elédùmarè mú mi lọ mi ò tí ì débẹ̀. Ẹni tó ń bẹ Ọlọ́run kì í bẹ èèyàn. Ẹni tó ń pe Ọlọ́run ìwọ̀n.
Ẹni tó ń bẹ Ọlọ́run kì í bẹ èèyàn. Ṣé ẹ agree ẹ̀yin èèyàn mi? Ẹni tó ń bẹ Ọlọ́run kì í bẹ èèyàn, ṣé rò bẹ́ẹ̀? Mi ò mọ̀ ṣá because bá ṣe ń bẹ Ọlọ́run a lè bẹ èèyàn náà kí ló wà nínú yẹn? Bóyá náà ohun tóun dẹ̀ ń sọ nìyẹn. Ṣé ká bẹ èèyàn pé kó fún wa ní nǹkan? A lè sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. A lè bẹ wọn tá a bá ní nǹkan yẹn. Àbí bóyá bí tèmi túmọ̀ ẹ̀ sí ẹ jọ̀ọ́ o ẹ ràn mí lọ́wọ́ o báyìí báyìí. A bẹ èèyàn. Ẹni tọ́lọ́run bá rán sí wa ló máa ṣe wá lóore. Mi ò mọ̀.
Ẹni tọ́lọ́run bá ní kó pè ni ó pè. Ọ̀rọ̀ mi bá ń yé yín. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run pé lónìí gbogbo ẹnu ni mo lè fi máa sọ mo sì lè máa fọwọ́ ẹ̀ sọ̀yà wípé ọkàn mi balẹ̀. Tí n bá dákẹ́ tí mi bá fẹ́ porúkọ èèyàn àbí mi fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ sí èèyàn ìjọmọlúàbí gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọ Yorùbá tá a kọ́ dáadáa tó lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ òun ni mò ń ṣe. Òun ni mò ń ṣe kì í ṣe pé ẹ̀rù ẹnikẹ́ni ó ń bà mí. Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Babátúndé Rasheed mi ò ní problem pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ tó bá fẹ́ wo show àmọ́ màá gbẹ́ ẹ níyànjú kan má wá síbí wá plead the case onítìrì níwájú mi. Please, I'm begging you and respectfully I'm saying this to you. Stop that. Stop that. Tẹ́ bá ń ṣe show yín níbi tẹ́ ti ń ṣèrànú yín mi ò rò pé orí mi ń bẹ̀rẹ̀ tí mo kọ comment sílẹ̀.
So kì í ṣàjọkẹ́ nìkan. Kó sáyé rọ̀bọ̀ rebe àwọn èèyàn gidi ló wà ní. Àwọn bí Èjì rẹ̀, àwọn bí Àkànní, àwọn bí Sister Kẹ́mi, àwọn bí Mr. Rob. And so on and so. Àwọn silent watcher tó gbáàsì.
Ẹ dẹ̀ ti ń ṣe nìyẹn ẹ máa ṣe lọ. Ẹ máa ṣe lọ. But don't disturb other people láti lọ máa accuse wọn. Kí ló kàn ti tèmi pẹ̀lú CSI àti Akíntóyè fi ọdún mẹ́ta ṣe nǹkan?
Hallelujah sọ fún mi eléyìí òun ló wá bí ló wá sọ̀rọ̀ lánàá.
Ẹni tí bàbá àbí ìyá ẹ̀ bá ṣe rú ẹ̀rí nínú yín tẹ́lẹ̀ ní rìsọ́ọ̀tì pé wọ́n gbà ẹ gbé jáde ẹ jẹ́ ká rí.
ọ̀rọ̀ àṣírí ló yàtọ̀.
tẹ́ ẹ̀ bá ti wá ní kóníkàkú yín kẹ́ pa ẹnu mọ́ ìyá yín tẹ́ ń tẹ̀lé ṣó ti gbà fún yín mo dẹ̀ fẹ́ rán ẹ létí tó o bá mọ̀ nínú ọdún mẹ́ta tó ń sọ yẹn ó ní iye oṣù tí ìyá yín àtàwọn ẹ̀mẹ̀wá ẹ̀ tó kó sábẹ́ tẹ́ fi ń sabotage iṣẹ́ táwọn èèyàn wọ̀nyẹn tí wọ́n fẹ́ ṣe tá a bá dákẹ́ tá a bá ń wò yín kì í ṣe pé àwọn nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ a kò fẹ́ fi yín lẹ̀ pé bóyá nǹkan tẹ́ ń ṣe yẹn bóyá ó dá yín lójú ẹ fi ìpẹ̀lẹ̀ mú nǹkan jáde ẹ jẹ́ ká fi yín lẹ̀ kẹ́ mú jáde. Let me tell you guys right from the time tẹ́ ti lọ ṣe rándanrandan tẹ́ ṣe tẹ́lẹ̀ ṣe declaration mo ti rí yín pé aláwàdà kẹríkẹrí tí ò ní kàn ṣe ní pátápátá onírànú ayé àtọ̀run òun nìyí ọmọ sàn ló ń kó pọ́npọ́ báyà ìwọ ló wá wá ọ̀rọ̀ lálẹ́ yìí má dẹ̀ sọ fún ẹ because kò tiẹ̀ ṣe route tí mo fẹ́ gbé ètò gbà tẹ́lẹ̀ nìyẹn but because you wrote what you wrote I need to let you know ẹ máa ń ròyìn pé táwọn èèyàn bá dákẹ́ àbí tẹ́ bá ń kọ̀ nǹkan àbí tẹ́ lọ ń gbé page àwọn èèyàn wálé abẹ́ flag ẹrù pẹ́rù yín bá àwọn èèyàn abẹ́ ẹrù pẹ́ ń ṣe kan kúdà ẹ mọ̀ báwọn èèyàn ń wò yín wọ́n fi ń ṣe ẹ̀yẹ wọ́n dà sí yín lára ni ẹ wá ròyìn pé ẹ ti di bully ẹ fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ yín di terror sórí internet ẹlòmíì máa ṣe program ẹ níjọ́ ṣe program ẹ sáré lọ máa pè wọlé láti máa gbé ọ̀dọ́ fẹ́ sọmọ lẹ́nu ṣé ẹrù báwọn èèyàn daft ni wọ́n ká ọgbọ́n yín everybody kan wò yín ràn ni pé ẹrù pé ọgbọ́n bíntín tí ó tó nǹkan kan ẹ tún wá ń gé sí wẹ́wẹ́wẹ́wẹ́ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ yín ronú kẹrù brain yín
ṣẹ́ni tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí lẹ fẹ́ mọ̀
kẹrù brain yín kẹrù orí ara yín yóò wá dáadáa anybody I'm not pleading anybody's cause I'm saying the truth as I know it so it's either you listen if you want to listen and if you don't want to listen hey step aside mi ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ máa ṣe show téèyàn márùn máa wà ń bẹ̀ máa ṣe show mi máa kó ń bẹ̀ rẹ́kọ́ọ̀dù ní gbogbo ẹ̀ history ni àwọn kan máa kó àwọn kìíní níjọ́ kan tí wọ́n máa separate wọn tí wọ́n máa ní okay lágbájá ní tàmẹ̀dù ní okay based on the fact based on the evidences okay nǹkan tẹ́ni ń sọ ń bí ohun tí ò dá ló ṣe nǹkan tẹ́ni ń sọ ń bí àwọn tó fẹ́ kí nǹkan tó ní so I'm not afraid I'm not scared to do what I'm doing.
Akànnì yẹn fún ẹ lésì ẹ tó bá ti rẹ́ni tí ó ń sọ̀rọ̀ sí onítìrí wàá bá ní ògbà tí wọ́n mọ̀ ògbà tí wọ́n mọ̀ it's your choice an opinion ti ẹ nìyẹn tèmi ni wípé tí n bá rẹ́ni tó sọ̀rọ̀ bó ti ṣe jẹ́ pé ẹlòmíì náà máa sọ pé ohun tèmi sọ yẹn kò correct kò yẹ kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀ so báwa náà bá rí a máa sọ jáde pé bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́ ló ṣe rí wípé wọ́n wá ń go against wọ́n ṣàlàyé pé ìrìn àjò tó yẹ èèyàn wá dàrú pé kinní ó wá ní òfẹ́ tiẹ̀ mọ̀ opinion tiẹ̀ nìyẹn o lè fọ́ọ̀sì ẹ̀ láwọn èèyàn lórí you understand má jẹ́ ń kọ̀ ẹ́ sílẹ̀ o jẹ́ kí wọ́n sọ ti ẹnu wọn jẹ́ kí wọ́n sọ ti ẹnu wọn má náà sanwó fún wọn kankan ṣé wọn ò sanwó fáwọn ti sáìdì ọ̀dọ̀ yín o ò sọ̀rọ̀ nípa I've been waiting for you to talk about what's the name of this black cat o complain nípa black cat and you used to do that you went back tó lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ lẹ́yìn lórí fídíò ẹ̀ ìwọ́dẹ ló ní wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ ságbàlagbà nígbà yẹn.
ẹ mọ àwọn èèyàn tó wa ṣé ẹ mọ iye èèyàn láàrin wa tí wọ́n ti pè sẹ́yìn ní kọ̀kọ̀ ni tí wọ́n ń bá sọ̀rọ̀ kẹ́lẹ́kẹ́lẹ́ pé wá lọ ṣe nǹkan báyìí káàdé sọ fún wọn bá lè ṣe ṣẹ́yìn mọ̀ ni ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ yẹn ẹ mọ̀ dí ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ kàn máa sọ̀rọ̀.
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni wọn wọnú ilé kọ́ wo nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ nínú ilé.
àná tó bá wò mí tẹ́ bá follow mi dáadáa.
a ò sọ̀rọ̀ ló fèrèfé náà ń ta bá rí nínú ilé la fi ń sọ̀rọ̀ ń ta.
mo stay away kì í ṣe pé títorí pé mi ò lè ní mo choose side but èmi ò fẹ́ kíjà yẹn fẹ́ jù ó ní mo ṣe play role tí mo play but it got to a stage ẹrù ìgbé ẹ smart.
tó bá ti dé góńgó èèyàn yẹn sọ̀rọ̀ síta you see.
and people need to let you know pé no kò rí bẹ́ẹ̀ afẹ́kọ̀rọ̀ yẹn parí ni pẹ̀lú pé tí wọ́n á ṣe wọn dá yín lóhùn ẹ wá ń fẹ́ jẹ ẹ fẹ́ fún ẹ fẹ́ bá bíi pé ẹ̀yin lẹ tó bẹ́ẹ̀ tẹ́ jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ gbogbo yín ládẹ wo ẹ tó nǹkan kan àtọjú àti mú yín ẹ tó gbé sáré àtọ ẹ jámọ́ nǹkan kan that's why everybody left you alone ẹ̀yin náà dẹ̀ ti rí báyìí this is not about CSI baba Akintoye yes I may not be happy pé some of you ẹ ń bú bàbá yẹn bàbá àgbàlagbà and we told you all your accusations bring out your evidence bring out your facts ẹ má bò wọn ẹ kó àwọn ẹ̀rí yín jáde pé nǹkan táwọn ẹni ṣe ni ẹ jẹ́ kán kó lọ ọ̀dọ̀ àwọn tó yẹ kán kó lọ kán wá díẹ̀.
bẹ́ẹ̀ni choice oníkálukú
ni lójú pé okay lágbájá ọṣẹ báyìí rí ni some of you might be surprised I'm not saying wọ́n ṣe or wọ́n ṣe okay what of lọ́la èmi gẹ́gẹ́ bí èèyàn tí èmi mọ Ìgbòho tó jẹ́ what of lọ́la tán bá dé tán bá ní Ìgbòho wọ́n fún ẹ ní 2 million níbí and then you all find out at the end of the day pé Ìgbòho pín 2 million yẹn fún àwọn èèyàn yẹn jáde wọ́n dẹ̀ sọ pé àwọn làwọn ní problem.
nǹkan tí wọ́n gbà pé is the truth ẹlòmíì lè má gbà you understand. Hey, apologize mo rí kíní fídíò yẹn sí olóògbà nọ́mbà ń tẹ́mi ò bá rí mi ò ní sọ believe me ó ní ó ti lọ gba nọ́mbà Àmọ̀tẹ́kùn bó ṣe sọ̀rọ̀ sí tó bẹ́ẹ̀ ní orí ibi bẹ̀ Àmọ̀tẹ́kùn sorry why Àmọ̀tẹ́kùn Black Lion mo sorry Black Lion nígbà yẹn tí mo ṣe show yẹn tó dá sí tí mo play ẹ̀ tó bá rántí bó ṣe bú àwọn bàbá tí kíná ti ń pè wà lórí show yẹn bọ̀bọ́ tí ó wà ní Turkey yẹn kí lorúkọ ẹ̀ ìjìnlẹ̀ tán mú tí mo jọ play kinní wọn tán allow àwọn èèyàn kan máa bú àwọn bàbá yẹn àti Ìgbòho ló fi lọ around that time tí n bá rí date yẹn màá wá jáde fún ẹ ó wá ló lọ gba nọ́mbà ṣé o rántí ìgbà yẹn ló fi pè sí orí show lady yẹn tó fi ń sọ fún ẹ táwọn èèyàn fi dàbò ẹ̀ ńgbà yẹn tó ní spiritual something ló ń sọ nípa ẹ̀ pé ó yẹ kán gbé kí lorúkọ Ṣòwòrẹ́ wá kán ṣe kinní kan kán ṣe gbá tán fi fún ẹ gbùgbàs tó bá rántí àkókò ìgbà yẹn ni. O lè béèrè question yẹn. Okay, is it? Okay, alright. Okay, but mo ṣáà mọ̀ pé yes o apologize fún Àmọ̀tẹ́kùn nígbà yẹn tó ló lọ wá nọ́mbà ẹ̀ rèé ló fi ń ṣe anyway ibẹ̀ yẹn kọ́ là ń lọ.
So ṣé ẹ máa ló jí owó náà nígbà yẹn? I'm not saying nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ nìyẹn, ẹ má get me wrong. Pèmí mọ irú èèyàn tẹ́ni jẹ́ based on pé kó tó di Yorùbá nation mo ń rí àwọn nǹkan tó ń ṣe mo tẹ̀lé bó ṣe máa ṣe. Now mi ò wá plead the case Ìgbòho ń bí báyìí, mi ò wá plead the case bàbá Akíntóyè, but I respect those two individuals. Ìdí tí mo dẹ̀ fi respect wọn dòní ni pé ìgbà tí táàmù yẹn tó tí mo test spirit wọn láti mọ irú èèyàn tí wọ́n jẹ́, forget about money, forget about leadership, forget about pé wọ́n dàgbà or anything. Wọ́n hùwà ọmọlúàbí, wọ́n hùwà ọmọ Yorùbá, wọ́n jẹ́ hùwà ẹni tí orí ẹ̀ pé wọ́n respect àwa ọmọ kéékèèké wọ̀nyí, wọ́n show pé àwọn ní respect fún wa. Not to talk of somebody tí ò ní respect kò dẹ̀ ní regard fún anybody nínú wa.
Tẹ́lẹ̀ wá kẹ́rin.
So I know what I'm saying. I pick my battles.
Sọbi tó ní tìrí wà fún wa.
I don't fight anybody's war or battle. I fight mine. Okay? So how be me gba 3 years tẹ́nìkan ṣe. If you don't want to watch the show, you can step aside and go away. I don't have time for that. Okay? Ẹ lọ sórí ibi tẹ́tí ń ṣe show yín, tẹ́tí ń tanra yín, tẹ́ fẹ́ sọ òótọ́ fúnra yín. You can keep doing what you are doing. Ṣebí tó bá yá ẹ máa rí result nǹkan tẹ́ ẹ̀ ń ṣe, ẹ máa rí ibi tó máa já sí. Àbí ṣo ti rí mi tí mò ń ṣépè fáwọn tó ń ṣe show? Àbí tí mo bú anybody now? So don't come here and ask me questions. Ipe ọdún mẹ́ta. Ṣé bàbá tiẹ̀? Even tá a bá gbé blueprint jáde tá a gbé lé bàbá ẹ̀ lọ́wọ́, ṣé bàbá ẹ̀ lè ṣe? That's my question to you because question tó bí mi ìdáhùn mi fún ẹ nìyẹn. Ṣé bàbá tiẹ̀ lè ṣe àbí ìyá ẹ̀ lè ṣe? Because ẹ máa fọ̀rọ̀ rora yín lára wò kẹ́ fi abẹ́rẹ́ gúnra yín kẹ́ tó máa fi gún ẹlòmíì. Ẹ fọ̀rọ̀ rora yín rò. Ẹ fi abẹ́rẹ́ gúnra yín kẹ́ tó lọ máa fi gún àwọn ẹni ẹlẹ́ni. Now, ẹ má bínú jàre, I need to put him in his place and the rest of them kọ́mọ ìpè mi ò ráyè tí wọ́n lálẹ́ ẹ tó bá dẹ̀ wá tó bá kọ rọ́bì sọ́dọ̀ mi ẹ ní láìkí nǹkan tí máa sọ fún yín o so kó kálukú dúró sórí ọwọ́ ẹ̀ oníkálukú dúró sórí ọwọ́ ẹ̀
ebi ó sílẹ̀ ní
onídúdú ni funfun ni pupa ni ṣọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ ló wà ní you are asking me question who is attacking onítìrí have you heard me cause I
ṣáwọn tí wọn attack ẹ fi yẹn lẹ̀
I have the right to do so
of course
because she failed even if she's a leader she failed as a leader. She should have cautioned
all
those hoodlums going around tarnishing people's image and saying rubbish about people. She should have cautioned them as a good leader. But stop it. Tí n bá jẹ́ olórí yín tó jẹ́ mi lẹ́ ń tẹ̀lé, ẹ má ṣe nǹkan tẹ́ ń ṣe yẹn mọ́. Kò yẹ kó jù bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn lọ. And if you want to ask me pé kí ló dé, ṣé Ìgbòho ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ àbí bàbá Akíntóyè ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀? Yes, they did. They did. They did. Ẹni tí ò bá gbọ́ ni ò gbọ́, but they did. But mi ò rí ìyá yẹn for one single time. Kó jáde kó say anything like that. So I'm going to leave that at that. So if you have any other question, mo ti answer gbogbo question nínú gbogbo nǹkan tí mo sọ fún ẹ̀yẹn. Ẹ̀yin yan mi gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọ̀rọ̀ tí à ń bá bọ̀. So mo ń wo show bí èmi ṣe máa ń wo show ṣe mọ̀ pé mo ní ó láwọn ètò kan tẹ́mi kan láìkí máa wò. So mo wá come across voice note yìí. Gbogbo wa ó lè má jẹ́ gbogbo wa but most of us àmọ̀ èèyàn tó ń pè ní Ṣọlá ọmọ Èkó. Gbogbo wa la mọ̀ bí arákùnrin bó ṣe máa ṣe. Ẹ rántí jọ́ kìíní àná òun náà ló ń bú olóyè tó ní olóyè kan fọ́nu ni ó kàn ń sọ kìíní kan ó kàn ń ṣe kìíní kan ni pé kò tán àwọn sọ fún kò gbọ́. Then all of a sudden
ìgbà tí olóyè padà dé ó jáde ó ní olóyè ti ń ṣe nǹkan táwọn fẹ́ báyìí nǹkan táwọn sọ nìyẹn ó má máa fojú àwọn wọlé nǹkan tó jó máa sọ nǹkan tó ń sọ tẹ́lẹ̀ against olóyè ni pé ó expect kí olóyè máa tẹ̀ sí Ìbà Gani Adams lójú kọ́ máa gbé Jàkó lójú kọ́ máa dàbọ̀ torí pé wọ́n gbé Jàkó lójú ó ṣà ń sọ̀rọ̀ ọlọ́lẹ̀ ó ń fojú àwọn wọlé ó ṣe kinní kan gbẹ̀gbà tó yá ó ní olóyè ti ń ṣe nǹkan tí so èmi ń tẹ́ àti sọ̀rọ̀ èèyàn tí ọ̀gbẹ́ni Ṣọlá ọmọ Èkó jẹ́ tèmi mọ̀ mo tẹ́ àti ṣàlàyé fún yín ká tó gbọ́ voice note torí nínú voice note yìí ìwọ̀n bá bí tí èmi fẹ́ lò ẹ̀rọ pé mi máa sọ fún yín lèmi fẹ́ mú bẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ tó sọ pọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ tó sọ ń bẹ̀ pọ̀ bọ̀ nǹkan tèmi fẹ́ lò ń bẹ̀ ni mo mú mo fẹ́ kẹ́ ẹ gbọ́ ìkìlọ̀ warning àti advice tó ń fún onítìrí ọ̀gbẹ́ni kí n sọ fún yín bí oṣù kan oṣù méjì sẹ́yìn kò ní sọ ọ̀rọ̀ tó sọ lẹ́nu jáde sí onítìrí even tí anybody bá sọ ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ sí onítìrí ọ̀gbẹ́ni yẹn máa jáde ó máa bú ẹnìyẹn ó máa blast ẹnìyẹn all he was saying all those while ni pé àwọn Ìgbòho àti bàbá Akíntóyè ó ń bú wọn ni pé kán fi onítìrí lẹ̀ kán fi ẹni tó fẹ́ ṣiṣẹ́ kán fi lẹ̀ kó ṣiṣẹ́ but I was surprised when I came across this voice note so òun ló jẹ́ kí ni okay so kì í ṣe wípé bóyá àwọn èèyàn kan ló jókòó síbì kan tí wọ́n ń plan against an individual ó dàbí ọ̀rọ̀ olórin kan ni ó ní iṣẹ́ ọwọ́ ẹ̀dá ó ní ó fẹ̀dá hàn máa ṣe rere láyé mi máa ṣe rere máa ṣe rere láyé mi máa ṣe rere máa ṣe rere láyé mi máa ṣe rere àbọ̀ àfàbọ̀ fún oníṣẹ́ owó ti dájú iṣẹ́ ọwọ́ ẹ̀dá ni yóò fẹ̀dá hàn máa ṣe rere láyé mi máa ṣe rere báyé gbógun ẹ ṣá máa hùwà rere báyé dìtẹ̀ ẹ ṣá máa hùwà rere ṣẹlẹ̀ tó kọrin yẹn olóògbé Barrister ló kọ ó láìpẹ́ yẹn gan máa ń gbọ́ dáadáa
bá mi tún kọ
bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ́rọ̀ tí à ń sọ tó wà lẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ló ṣe rí ìṣòro oníkálukú wa èmi ti máa ń tẹnu mọ́ ti pẹ́ olóò ló máa fi oníkálukú wa olóò máa fi hàn
yẹ kí n jó yẹ kí n yọ̀yẹ́ ìjì rẹ̀ jẹ́ lò.
ó wá sọ̀rọ̀ oríṣiríṣi ọ̀rọ̀ ló sọ nínú fọ́nrán yìí nǹkan tèmi fẹ́ lò ń bẹ̀.
ọmọ tó mọ̀ mí jóná mọ̀ mí sí nílùú ìwà láì kò sí patí náà ẹ máa rò pé mo mu tí yóò ní ẹ máa rò pé ọmọ aláṣẹwó tó ń wọkọ̀ ni ló dẹ̀ súnmọ́ mi tó pàfọ́ọ̀mù náà ṣe rà á slap ẹ̀. mo fẹ́ràn ìjó yìí.
the voice note tí mo sì máa mú wá later tí mo máa sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ẹ̀ tó tún lè má jẹ́ lórí ẹni tó tún máa jẹ́ lórí ẹlòmíì àbí nǹkan míì so ṣùgbọ́n kí n tó play fọ́nrán yẹn voice note yẹn ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ
gbọ́ ẹ fara balẹ̀ bí tí mo gbọ́ ní dáadáa.
ilé tọ́lọ́run bá ní mí pàlẹ́tàlá èmi ò lè wó aláyọ̀ lẹ́yìn ọmọdé kì í wó.
ojú jó ni mo bá pàdé.
ẹnì tọ́lọ́run ti gbèrú lọ́wọ́ sọ pé kò ṣubú.
ní kò sí.
ilé tọ́lọ́run bá ní mí pàlẹ́tàlá èmi ò lè wó.
mi ò lè wò ó lórúkọ Jésù ó ṣọmọ olókùn bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ó ṣọmọ olókùn bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mi ò lè wò ó bí mo bá ṣubú máa dìde ọ̀tá mi máa yọ mí.
ẹni tí Ọlọ́run gbé dúró lẹ́nìkan wá ní kó ṣubú.
ó lè ṣubú èrò lè lọ kán tún lọ.
àgbàdo àníwọ̀ ẹ̀ ṣe
ọba rí pé òótọ́ ọ̀rọ̀.
ṣùgbọ́n ẹ má gbàgbé o ẹ̀yin náà ẹ má ṣe bí sí yàn ẹ má ṣe bí sí
òótọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ là ń sọ
ẹ má
náà.
rò bí sí yàn ẹ wá fi ẹni tó
ẹ
bá
jẹ́ ká sọ
ẹ filẹ̀
ẹ jẹ́ ká sọ.
kó bó ló ti pàdé.
aláyọ̀ lẹ́yìn ọmọdé kì í wó ìyàwó tọmọtọmọ. torí pé èmi ti ná lọ́rùn lẹ́yìn o. ẹ̀rẹ̀ dá mi dúró. ẹnì tọ́lọ́run ti gbèrú lọ́wọ́ sọ pé kò ṣubú.
bí ó ṣe wá ṣubú
ó lè ṣubú.
so voice note tí mo máa fi sí tẹ́ máa gbọ́ nísìn ohun ọ̀gbẹ́ni Ṣọlá ọmọ Èkó ni ó ń ṣe ìkìlọ̀ ó dẹ̀ ń sọ̀rọ̀ gbogbo aládẹ̀mọ̀ wọ́n ní ogun àsọtẹ́lẹ̀ kì í parọ́ o kò kì í parọ́ tó bá gbọ́n o ọ̀gbẹ́ni tó dẹ̀ ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí èmi ò mọ̀ mi ò rí rí bọ̀ ẹni tó bá máa parọ́ ló máa ní òun ò mọ̀ pé ọ̀gbẹ́ni ọ̀kan gbòógì nínú àwọn olólùfẹ́ onítìrí ni so ọ̀rọ̀ tó sọ lélẹ̀ ẹja dọ̀gbọ̀.
kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá nílé lóko èmi ọmọ yín náà ni Ṣọlá ọmọ Èkó bẹ́ẹ̀ ni èmi ọmọ yín ni àbúrò yín ẹ̀gbọ́n yín bàbá yín bákan náà mi kí yín ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá ọdún tuntun tá a wà nínú ẹ̀ yìí á sọ wá sówó á sọ wá sọmọ á sọ wá sáyé kúbalẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ mi kí yín tẹ́ ṣe wà wọ́ọ̀rì ẹ ṣe mi dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín gidi ẹ fọkànbalẹ̀ lákọ́ mi wà bí Kùránì kò séwu lóko ló ń gẹ lákọ́ mi wà kò sí nǹkan tó máa ṣe Olúwa ní Ṣọlá yín
Màmá wo pé ẹ̀yin náà rí gbogbo nǹkan tó lọ pé ẹ̀gbọ́n mi ọkùnrin ò kábọ̀n ni afẹ́fẹ́ ló máa ń bá lọ ní ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá. Bí action ni tó bá fi dídàrú èmi ń sìn ni bóyá mi ti rẹ́dì ohun tí ń bá rẹ́dì fún èmi ò ń dábẹ́ ohun tí ń bá lè ṣe.
Àti rẹ́dì àwí.
Tó bá fi dídá mi o oníkálukú ó ní iṣẹ́ tó lóun ọba fi hàn bọ́ tó bá fi dídàrú èmi níwọ̀n ọba làákàyè tó lóun jogún fún mi o. Ó yà àtẹ̀tí máa fẹ́ lánàá Yorùbá nation because sùúrù yẹn èmi ò ní débẹ̀ ìwọ̀sí èmi ò lè gbà sára débẹ̀ ìtìjú yìí èmi ò lè gbà sára débẹ̀.
Are you sick of having issues with your webinars?
So ẹ má wá fọyọ ọmọ Yorùbá ẹ má ní àdìsẹ́mbà ti lọ àrò àràbà àròmìira ẹ fọkànbalẹ̀ olórí ti bí èmi sọ fún yín ànábì tó wáyé tó fi torí ànábì wa Muhammad náà olórí alákọ̀ọ́kọ́ fẹ́ẹ̀lì kò sí wàhálà wọ́n ti bá wọn kọ́lẹ̀ olórí ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kejì náà ìyẹn náà fẹ́ẹ̀lì wọ́n ti bá wọn kọ́lẹ̀ èyí tó tún lóun ṣiṣẹ́ lọ́wọ́ báyìí náà sí ẹ fi lẹ̀ kò tí ì parí iṣẹ́ ó ṣàǹsọ fún jábọ̀ fún yẹn olóhùn ṣe ń ṣiṣẹ́ ìyẹn dúpọ̀ ní tìrí kí ló wá ń bà yín lẹ́rù ọmọ alálẹ̀.
tó ń bá wa lẹ́rù là ń wí yẹn o.
ìgbà wo lọ́lọ́run fẹ́ dìbò tún on the 15.
On the 15.
tí ojú wo ló wá ń kọ́ ni ẹ fọ́ tó yé balẹ̀. dúpọ̀ ní tìrí mọ̀ kó tó gbé dání náà. wọ́n gbàgbọ́ eléyìí fún yàn. olórí alákọ̀ọ́kọ́ ti fẹ́ẹ̀lì tí kejì náà ti fẹ́ẹ̀lì ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kẹta rẹ̀ ẹ fọwọ́ lẹ́rù ọ̀yọ́ ọmọ Yorùbá. ẹ fọwọ́ lẹ́rù ti ṣe sọ fún yín ẹ fi wọ́n lẹ̀ ìdájú kan lèmi kàn mọ̀ ẹ lọ kọ déètì èmi sílẹ̀ Yorùbá nation máa dúró.
ẹ jẹ́ kó ní kálukú máa lọ báyìí ṣùgbọ́n ẹ máa kó èrò níbí ẹ dúró lórí ọwọ́ yín lane parallel line.
ọjà máa lọ ìkọ̀ gbogbo wọn lè tó bàbá láyé ló ń gbọ́ wa nígbà tá à ń pléjì tá à ń gbàwẹ̀ tá à ń sọ fún wọn pẹ̀lú wáàsí pẹ̀lú sùúrù pé kọjá máa lọ àṣẹ gbogbo ẹrú mọ́. ẹ má bẹ̀ wọ́n pé kọ́ gbọ́n tipátipá. tó dúpọ̀ ní tìrí ẹ má kọ́ ọ̀nà tó bá wọn nínú gbà. kò bá gba òun fẹ́ lọ ní lọ́ọ̀nchì pẹ̀lú Fẹ́mi Gbàjàbíàmílà kínní kan wàhálà ti tiẹ̀ nìyẹn adékòṣà ti gbé àwọn adébí tá à ń lọ. kò tí yẹn ń sẹ́yìn ọmọ Yorùbá kó ṣáà ti gbé àwọn adébí tá à ń lọ ní.
kó ṣáà ti gbé yín dé ibi tí ẹ̀ ń lọ ó ti gbé yín lára ẹ̀ débẹ̀ kò sí nǹkan tó burú nínú ẹ̀. ohun tí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ ni wípé èmi ò fẹ́ kí n máa repeat nǹkan wọ̀nyí nígbà tó wọlé dé àwọn tó bá ń bẹ̀ ó dà wọ́n rú okó èrò lára wọn oko sọ́dọ̀ ẹ̀ wọ́n split ó divide wọn everything kò lọ déédéé mọ́ gbogbo èrò dẹ̀ títí wá rí òtítọ́ wọn padà lẹ́yìn ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọ̀wọ́n tó bá nǹkan dúró àwa gan ò lè fọ́ọ̀sì èèyàn pé kán dúró lọ́dọ̀ bàbá àbí olóyè Ìgbòho so bẹ́ẹ̀ lẹ́yìn náà ò dẹ̀ lè fọ́ọ̀sì àwa náà pé ká ṣe opinion oníkálukú ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ ẹ jẹ́ kó oníkálukú akàn ṣe gbogbo eléyìí ká lè máa káwọn èèyàn lè máa gbọ́ ohun tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ kọ́ lè máa mọ bó ṣe ń lọ kọ́ lè wá decide bí program kan kọ́ wá fi decide ibi tó máa dúró sí òun ni tá à ń ṣe òun lolóyè Ìgbòho ló ṣe níbi rálì tẹ́yìn wá ń fẹnu bàjẹ́ pé rálì wo ló ń ṣe rálì ló yìí jẹ́ ká débi tá a dé yìí mo ń gbọ́ yín lọ.
bìfọ́ kí tó wá sórí ọ̀rọ̀ Ìgbòho dúpọ̀ ní tìrí mi kọ́kọ́ fẹ́ mọ̀nù ẹ fún nǹkan kan tẹ́ tí kò gbọ́ dáadáa o. wọ́n ní ẹ lọ ṣe ọkùpá ìlẹ́kọ̀ọ́ mi gbọ́ tó ń sọ òun fàsìkò yìí dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Sanwó-Olú dúpọ̀ ní tìrí ṣó mọ̀ nǹkan tó ń
ìyá bá mi pín ètò ìyá bá mi tẹ̀ kàmú tiẹ̀ jẹ́rìí ọkọ mi náà akànnì.
kò ṣe pé mi tún bẹ Ọlọ́run fún ẹ kó rí bá.
ẹ̀yin èjì rẹ mo kí yín Mr. Rock mo ń dúpẹ́ púpọ̀ lọ́wọ́ yín ẹ ṣe gan. ọba àwọn ọba òkìkí mọ́lẹ̀ Olúwa dé ni Ọlọ́run. Olúwa. Ọlọ́run alágbára. A ní àtọwọ́ ẹbí ẹ ò ṣí ẹ oníṣìírí. Wàá gbà. Bá a mọ ohun tó wà nílẹ̀ fún ẹ. Wàá gbà. Bàbá nìyẹn.
Ẹ wá bínú pé mo rẹ́rìn, mo ní láti rẹ́rìn. Ṣé rí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ tí ò kí ń mọ ọ̀rọ̀ àbí tí wọ́n gbọ́ Yorùbá yégége tí Yorùbá ò yé wọn. Wọ́n á máa rẹ́rìn.
Nǹkan tí mo fi like Àkànní nìyẹn. Oh my God. But má jẹ́ ó pẹ́ kó tó yé ẹ. Torí a fẹ́ jà pánú lé.
Ohun tó délẹ̀ yìí, ẹ jẹ́ n sọ fún yín. Òun lọ̀rọ̀ tí wọ́n máa ń sọ pé òjò ń payọ̀, inú òrí ń dùn. Òrí ò rántí pé gbà tójò bá dá tán, òòrùn ń bọ̀ wá ràn. Kì í ṣe ọ̀gbẹ́ni
ẹ má wà boring.
Àwọn tó sì máa ṣe wọ́n bọ̀ wọ́n bọ̀ lẹ́yìn. Àníṣe nǹkan tẹ́ máa mú jáde ń di ọ̀rọ̀ yìí, ó ń ṣe press up lọ́wọ́, ó ń warm up. Kò tí ì ṣe tán rárá. Yes, preamble ẹ̀ ṣe ń rí. Ṣé gbọ́n kan tó sọ now? In all honesty, mi mọ̀ bóyá there's anything this man can do to this woman. Even based on what he's saying. But we need to know something. This man is one of the die-hard fans. So, what I said today,
ó japa. Ó ti japa nísìn.
Ó ní tó bá ti ẹnìkan wò dáadáa, ó ló máa jẹ́ one of the number one fan tí arábìnrin yẹn ní. Ẹ wá gbọ́ àwọn àpẹẹrẹ àti àfiwé tó ń ṣe yẹn. Èmi gan lérò pé mo jẹ́ ọ̀tá onítìrí, mi ì lè ṣerú àpẹẹrẹ yẹn àbí àwọn àfiwé yẹn fún wípé tí ò bá gba Yorùbá nation, tí wọ́n bá ṣe election, ó ní offense ó ní crime tó commit, ó ló le ju ti Osama bin Laden lọ. Èmi gan ni mo sọ bẹ́ẹ̀, gbogbo wa fetí ara wa gbọ́. I'm just bringing you a voice note of one of the die-hard fans of onítìrí. Gbogbo ẹnu ni mo fi lè sọ, argument bá dẹ̀ wáyé lórí ẹ̀ pé irọ́ mo ń pa, kí n mẹ́rin jáde pé ara àwọn die-hard fans onítìrí ni ọkùnrin. Pé 2 months sẹ́yìn, 3 months sẹ́yìn, a month sẹ́yìn, pé orin tí máa yí nǹkan ó yàtọ̀ sí orin tó ń kọ lénìí. Máa lọ wá jáde, máa mú evidence ẹ̀ jáde fún yín níbi tó ti ń bú Ìgbòho tó ń bú bàbá Akíntóyè tó ní kí wọ́n fi onítìrí lẹ̀ kó ṣe nǹkan tó fẹ́ ṣe. Same person òun lẹ̀ ń gbọ́ tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ ńsìn. I'm just bringing out this to you so that you will know the gravity of what you are doing and you will know the gravity of the damages you have caused. Now, I'm not dwelling on the past, don't get me wrong. And otherwise, I wouldn't have even said back. Come out to say anything about this.
Say pass.
But when some people
Òun là ń reverse lórí wa ṣe ń gbóná pé kí la ṣe
you know,
débi, kí la ṣe bára wa níbí. So,
creative violence. Sometimes you
dwell
need to let them
in the
understand.
past.
I follow down along. There are people that can even do it better than them, but those people chose not to do it. I challenge anybody. I will sit down with you, have a debate with you. Either I will sit down with you. Let's have that debate. Bring out all your facts and evidences. And then put your allegations on anybody. If I sit in front of you and I allege your candidate or your preferred person that, okay, this is what I see, I'll bring out facts and evidences that even you yourself, you will be surprised and you cannot disprove it. Ẹ má rò pé gbogbo bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe lọ ń sanwó fáwọn èèyàn pé kán lọ máa lọ sọ́dọ̀ àwọn bàbá yẹn kán lọ máa gbé information wá fún yín. Ẹ má rò pé àmọ́ akàndákẹ́ àwọn òyìn ràn ni. Tẹ́ ń present ara yín bí èèyàn gidi. Iṣẹ́ wọn yóò dá, ìwà wọn yóò dá. Èèyàn tó jẹ́ pé tí wọ́n bá rí yín ó yẹ kán máa sá fún yín, kán jìnnà fún yín ní gbogbo yín pátápátá tẹ́ kóra yín jọ yẹn. Now, some of you might be guilty by association torí pé ọpọlọ yín ò pé débi pé kẹ́ béèrè question, kẹ́ wádìí nǹkan. But you are still guilty.
55 million petition.
Question kí ni wọ́n ní kẹ́ kú ńbẹ̀, wọ́n ní kẹ́ má bá wọn ṣe. They are just saying, question this thing. Ẹ béèrè nǹkan tó yẹ kẹ́ béèrè. Ẹ béèrè. But you see, wọ́n mọ bó ṣe mú yín so that you will not ask those questions. The right questions tó yẹ kẹ́ máa béèrè. Àti nǹkan tó yẹ kẹ́ focus lórí. Wọ́n máa distract attention yín by selling you cock and bull stories nípa àwọn èèyàn kan. So ìyẹn lẹ́yìn máa focus lé lórí. Ẹ máa sáré tẹ̀lé, lẹ́ máa bá jà kiri, lẹ́ máa gbé kiri, ẹ máa bá gbogbo èèyàn jà. Then you will forget to actually ask them the right questions tó máa favor yín, tó máa enlighten yín. And anytime tẹ́ bá fẹ́ béèrè question yẹn, wọ́n máa tún wú nǹkan kan jáde fún yín pé nǹkan báyìí. Now, let me ask you. Èmi ni mo jókòó nínú ilé mi tí mo ń ṣe show yìí. Kò sẹ́ni tó wà níbí pẹ̀lú mi. Mo ní àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ tó jẹ́ pé if they come in now, tó bá kan lẹ̀kùn, wọ́n máa ṣílẹ̀kùn fún wọn. Tó bá sọ fún wọn pé mo wà ní studio, they can come into this studio. The only thing ni pé wọ́n ní sọ̀rọ̀. Tó bá ti mọ̀ pé mo wà ní studio, wọ́n mọ̀ pé mo ń ṣe show ni. Wọ́n máa wọlé, wọ́n máa jókòó. Ní gbóhùn wọn. Now, kí ará àta kan wá sanwó fún wọn pé kán wá wọnú studio mi bó ṣe rí, kán wá máa wo gbogbo paper tó wà ńbẹ̀. Anything tó bá ti lè wà useful lára nǹkan tí mò ń ṣe àbí tí mò ń sọ yìí, kán máa mú, kán máa pass ẹ̀ sáwọn. Irú ọ̀rẹ́ tó wá ṣe irú ẹ̀ àti àwọn tó jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi tí wọ́n rán wá, kí lorúkọ tí Yorùbá ń pè wọ́n? Bọ́ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn àgbà Yorùbá ni wọ́n ní àìtètè mólè ó lè mú lóko. Nobody ever came out and say, ẹ̀yin ni ọ̀dàlẹ̀. They are the first.
Gbogbo àná la máa lọ́dàlẹ̀ àwa mọ̀ dàlẹ̀.
See everybody tí ò agree pẹ̀lú nǹkan tán ní kan lọ ṣe pé yá ẹ lọ ṣe báyìí, ẹ lọ mú information wá àbí ẹ wá yọ kẹ́lẹ́kẹ́lẹ́ wá bá wa ṣe kínní. And people said no, wọn kọ́ èmi bẹ́ẹ̀ nílé wa. Wọn fi irú wà bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́ mi dàgbà. Àwọn tó bí mi ò fi irú ẹ̀ lé mi lọ́wọ́, wọn fi irú ẹ̀ mọ̀ mí. Ohun tí ẹni kí wá lọ ṣe ó ní ìtumọ̀ mi nílé ṣe. What do you see next? Ó ti di ọ̀dàlẹ̀ lọ́dọ̀ tí wọ́n nìyẹn, ó ti di ọ̀tá. Meanwhile, àwọn náà hùwà ọ̀dàlẹ̀, àwọn náà lọ jalè information níbi tí ó yẹ kán ti lọ jalè ẹ̀. Iṣẹ́ ọwọ́ wọn nìyẹn, wọn níṣẹ́ dáadáa míì lọ́wọ́ tó ń ṣe. Wọn níṣẹ́ dáadáa míì lọ́wọ́ tí wọ́n ń ṣe. Ara rú pé à ń jí information à ń ṣe náà, ibẹ̀ náà ti ń gbọ́ pé okay, wọ́n fẹ́ lọ ṣe nǹkan báyìí ìjọba, ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ dàrú, ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ tako ẹ̀. So if you are coming out here asking me, kí ni wọ́n ṣe for 3 years? Now, don't get me wrong. Mi sọ pé nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ for the whole 3 years nìyẹn. But for most part of last year, that was what was going on. That was what was going on. Ọ̀rọ̀ tèmi dẹ̀ ń sọ àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ tó lẹ́lẹ́rìí ni kódà tó ní àwọn èèyàn tó wà láyé tí wọ́n mí tí wọ́n ti kú tó jẹ́ pé tó bá dójú ẹ̀ tó bá ní kí n pè wọ́n jáde máa pè wọ́n jáde wọ́n dẹ̀ máa dẹ́rìí gbé àwọn èèyàn pé wọ́n máa takò àwọn èèyàn wọ́n máa dẹ́rìí gbé wọn. Èmi tí mo jókòó yìí dí tí mi lè fi sọ káwọn yẹn ń parọ́ because the same method the same pattern tó gbé wá sọ́dọ̀ mi tó gbé wá sọ́dọ̀ mi tí ò work òun náà gbé lọ sọ́dọ̀ àwọn èèyàn yẹn so mo mọ̀ pé àwọn èèyàn yẹn ò parọ́ mọ́ wọn. It's the same method and I've had more than 10 people telling me what actually took place or what happened, how they were approached. It's the same pattern.
And lọ sọ́dọ̀ mass burial.
And most of them, they don't know each other. They don't gang up, walk around. So please, I know what I'm talking about. I'm on my head thinking, to ban fears, to de loju. Don't just be saying it. To dami loju, mo le so, LOB. Bring your evidence out. Bring the facts out. You cannot be fighting when you are wrong, and you still want people to believe you are right. If you want me to believe you, bring out your evidence. Bring out your facts. They call them Agba Yahoo because you created that scenario. You created a scenario that says,
Agba Yahoo, Yama.
Ṣé kò tiẹ̀ ṣe tó kàwé tó lọ sí school láàrin yín ni? Báwo náà ṣe máa gbé
ìwà owó tẹ́ dá ọ̀pọ̀ yẹn fáwọn èèyàn tán ṣe máa dókòó
síbẹ̀ tó máa ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn. I'm telling you the facts. I'm not sorry to say it. Tí wọ́n bá gbérú owó yẹn fún bàbá Akíntóyè àbí fún Ìgbòho tó sì jókòó síbẹ̀ yẹn àti bàbá yẹn, dé àwọn gan ò mọ nǹkan tí wọ́n ń ṣe. Dé àwọn gan ò mọ nǹkan tó ń ṣe mọ́.
Bí àwọn ọmọ orí owó tó ń pè.
Ìgbà owó yẹn wá fún wọn tí wọ́n gbà kán wá jókòó síbẹ̀ yẹn láti ń ṣe Yorùbá ní. Dé àwọn gan ò mọ nǹkan tó ń ṣe mọ́. Ẹ̀yin gan ọ̀rọ̀ tẹ́ ń sọ yẹn ẹ kọ́kọ́ sọ sọ́wọ́ yín kẹgbé sí imú yín kẹrí kó rùn. Ọ̀rọ̀ tí ò mọ ọpọlọ dání ni tí ò make sense at all. Kò add up in any way. Adé fọgbọ́n sọ fún yín lẹ́lẹ̀ ẹ stop it. Ẹ má gbogbo kí ni yóò ní túmọ̀. But if you have evidence, bring it out. No, you don't have none. Because up to now, I've not seen a single evidence other than ẹjọ́ wọ́n ṣe kìíní kan bí kan ẹnì kan sọ kìíní kan. Please stop all that. Kò sọ́mọdé nínú wa náà, kò sí coward nínú wa náà. Gbogbo wa kàn ní mutual respect fúnra wa ni. Ibẹ̀ yẹn náà ló dẹ̀ yẹ kó mọ̀. So tó bá rí mi tí bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ pé bàbá Akíntóyè bàbá dáadáa Ìgbòho sà èèyàn dáadáa, it's because the respect is reciprocal. They respected me. Wọ́n respect me despite the fact pé àgbàlagbà ni wọ́n dẹ̀ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá máa ń fàgbà rán ọmọdé jẹ ni wọ́n fàgbà wọn rẹ́ mi jẹ náà. When I speak to them tí mi ò rí wọn rí lórí afẹ́fẹ́ when other people spoke to them bye I heard what the people said. Èmi tí mo jókòó tí mo sọ̀rọ̀ ṣùgbọ́n nígbà kan tí wọ́n táàgì mi tí wọ́n fẹ́ so èmi gan mọ́ra ara yín bára yín ni mo wà.
Wọ́n ṣe ń ṣe nìyẹn. Àwọn ẹ̀sùn síyàn lẹ́sẹ̀.
I don't belong
to any
group. I don't belong to any caucus.
Ibi tẹ́nu máa dé ẹ̀sùn òdebẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n.
With my name tí mo ń protect.
Kó ní tọ̀hún máa wo bẹ̀.
Tí mi ò ní gba anybody láyè kó bàjẹ́.
Táwọn ọ̀nù tómi. Ìgbélẹ́nu fẹ́ dọ̀ wọn.
Yes, if you like me and you associated with me, it's because you saw something good in me, you saw something real. If you didn't see anything there, you will not associate with me. So why will I throw that away? What about the other people that saw the same thing in me? Then you want me to throw that away so that you can train me another trick? No.
Gbogbo voice note meeting wọn náà ń gbé jáde.
Ìyẹn bá ní feeble mind tí o mọ nǹkan tó ń ṣe torí ẹ̀ ò pé. Àbí ẹni tó jẹ́ pé bá tó
dára pọ̀ kò mọ̀
dí tó ń fi dára pọ̀.
Spiritual tó ń bá ṣiṣẹ́ yàtọ̀ sí ètà ń sọ.
It's not going to be somebody like me.
Spirit, sorry.
Tó mú mi tí mo fi ń ṣe nǹkan tí mo ń ṣe. Everybody has a price. But me man down low, ready-made answer. Ready-made answer. If I cannot prove to you that not everybody has a price, okay, I will agree with you. Everybody has a price, but you cannot pay my own price.
Why should you
pay my price? Because my price will always remain my price. Whatever I'm standing for is not going to change.
You can't control
so the only
me
thing you can use to
and
pay
oppress
me,
me at the same time.
The solution to the problem that I'm standing for. If you don't have that solution, you cannot buy
oppressor.
You cannot. So, ọ̀gbẹ́ni tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí kò ń ṣe ọ̀tá onítìrí. Èèyàn tó nífẹ̀ẹ́ onítìrí ni bí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wa náà ni. Èèyàn tó ń ṣàdúrà kódà títí di bó ṣe sọ̀rọ̀ ó lóun ṣe ń ṣàdúrà pé ó gbọ́dọ̀ succeed nítorí tí ò bá succeed ibẹ̀ ni wàhálà wà. Ẹ jẹ́ á tẹ̀síwájú.
Crime tó lágbára jù làwọn kọ̀mítì. Mọ̀ dúpọ̀ onítìrí crime tí wọ́n máa kọ̀mítì á tún ju tiwọn lọ nígbà ẹ̀sà kẹ̀sì ni o. Pé bóyá òun túmọ̀ nǹkan tó gbé dání ni o. Tipẹ́tipẹ́ ni ti pariwo létí ìbò ẹ̀. Mi ìfẹ́ kò ṣe àṣìṣe òdúpọ̀ onítìrí.
Advice.
Tó bá ṣe àṣìṣe yìí.
Kele gbé ẹ.
Èmi ò mọ ibi tó fẹ́ dúpọ̀ onítìrí.
Kele gbé ẹ. Ẹ lọ sùúrù lérè.
Ọ̀nà tó fi ń gbà bóyá ò mọ̀ á ti pè é ní kọ̀kọ̀ láwọn tó súnmọ́ ẹ á send message sí wọn. Tẹ bá wá ń wórúkọ débi tí èèyàn wá ti fẹ́ wúlé orúkọ rẹ̀ mi ṣùgbọ́n pé mi tiẹ̀ lè dáhùn mi lè criticize ẹ.
Ṣé ẹ gbọ́ nǹkan tí ọ̀gbẹ́ni yẹn sọ? Ṣé mi ni mo sọ bẹ́ẹ̀? Àbí mo mọ Ṣọlá ọmọ Èkó rí? Àbí mi àti Ṣọlá ọmọ Èkó ṣe hold the conversation rí? Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ lórí afẹ́fẹ́ tí wọ́n ń sọ the same thing tí ọ̀gbẹ́ni sọ jáde lẹ́nu wọn ò mọ Ṣọlá ọmọ Èkó rí wọn ò bá sọ̀rọ̀ rí. So why do you think everybody is thinking pé àbí ẹ kàn wá orúkọ ni? Àbí ẹ kàn fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ ayé di gbajúmọ̀ ni? Because everything tí ẹ gbé dání tí ẹ bá lùwẹ̀ it's been checked.
Kò yẹ kó boring.
It cannot work. Kò lè gba nation by itself. Kò lè gba nation. Ìjọ kìíní àná ńgbà tẹ jáde tẹ sọ̀rọ̀ ayé di aláwàdà kẹ́ríkẹ́rí tẹ́lẹ̀ ṣe declaration but I decide láti dákẹ́ láti má sọ̀rọ̀ torí pé àfẹ́ àbíbá ń takò yín.
Àjọ lọmọ òun wẹ̀ yẹn.
Tẹ́lẹ̀ ṣe declaration. Ìjọ yẹn ni mo ti mọ̀ pé ẹ nìkan ṣe. Ẹ kàn rò pé àwàdà òun làwọn èèyàn wá ṣe nídìí kìíní. Ẹ rò pé àwọn èèyàn wá ṣeré ni. Where is it done? Ẹ mú lú yẹn jáde. Mi ò sọ pé tó jẹ́ ẹ dẹ̀ make it simple kí n dẹ̀ make it easy fún yín. Mi ò sọ pé ẹ mú lú tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n kàn jáde wọ́n ṣe declaration bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe yẹn wọ́n dẹ̀ fún wọn ní òmìnira. No, because ìyẹn máa ti wà too hard. Ó dẹ̀ máa wà too harsh. But I'm asking you, ẹ mú lú yẹn jáde tó ṣe irú declaration tẹ́yìn ṣe yẹn rí ẹ mú jáde. Sí àwọn èèyàn dẹ̀ take wọn serious. Ask yourself, àti wọ́n tó ń tẹ̀lé wọn náà tó béèrè. Do you think it is easy and it is possible for you guys to come out and make a declaration and the Nigerian government says nothing about it? Didn't even make mention of it, pay? No. Nigerian government didn't even make mention of it.
Come on. Wake up.
Amount to this. It's because they didn't take you serious. They saw you guys as just wọ́n jẹun yóò tán wọ́n ń ka wọ́n ṣe kínní wọ́n ṣeré eré orí ìtàgé wọ́n ṣe declaration. That's why nobody paid it no attention. That's why nobody said nothing. And every other subsequent stuff that you guys are doing. That's why they didn't say anything. Ìgbà tí ẹ ṣe nǹkan tí wọ́n mọ̀ pé ó jọ ọmọ nǹkan tó dàbí pé bóyá ó má jẹ́ pé wọ́n fẹ́ fọgbọ́n wọlé sí wa lára wọ́n fẹ́ ṣe léèdí pé wọ́n dọ́ra ń ṣe nǹkan wá dá wà lálẹ́ ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ rí wọn wọ́n tiẹ̀ kó bàtálíọ̀n wá wọ́n rán ọlọ́pàá pé ọlọ́pàá lẹ́ wọn mọ́lẹ̀ ẹ má jẹ́ wọn constitute nuisance ẹ má jẹ́ wọn dá wà lálẹ́. Bí èèyàn bá ń kọrin tí ò bá dùn wọ́n lòun náà ń fetí ara ẹ̀ gbọ́ náà. Ó bá ń kọrin tí ò bá dùn ìwọ náà ń fetí ara ẹ̀ gbọ́ náà. And despite the fact that you guys made those mistakes, some of us were still like ohun tó ní gbá bá pé gbà ẹ̀ lọ́mọ aráyé máa bá pé a tún pòwe a tún sọ fáwọn pé ó bà ní kò ìbàjẹ́ alágbè tó ṣubú ara ló fi dá. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo sọ fún yín ọmọ Yorùbá pọ́nbélé ni mí èdè Yorùbá yé mi àṣà Yorùbá yé mi mo dẹ̀ understand.
Ẹ jẹ́ kó yé mi náà mi mọ àṣà yẹn tán mi mọ kíkà yẹn kà tó.
Láṣẹ ń pòwe nígbà yẹn tá à ń dọ́gbọ́n bí àwọn èèyàn pé ẹ má wo àṣìṣe yẹn ẹ jẹ́ ká fi ṣe alágbè tó ṣubú ara ló fi dá. Níwọ̀n bá àgbà tó máa lágbè tó ta ṣubú tí ò bá ti kígbe ìrora tí ò dẹ̀ sùn síbẹ̀ kó má dìde mọ́ kó má ti lè fọwọ́ dìde tó ń jó lọ èrò wo náà máa rò pé ara display náà ni ara tó wá ṣe ni
42 years.
àwa tá a sì jẹ́ àjọ wa tá a mọ̀ pé nǹkan tó ṣe yẹn ó ṣubú ni a mọ̀ pàtẹ́wọ́ àtẹ́wọ́ tá a ń kan yẹn náà ni àwọn òwòrán náà mọ̀ pa pé ẹ wàrà tó tún dá ń bẹ̀ yẹn ìgbà tá a bá dénú ilé láàmú lọ bára wa wí láàmú sọ fúnra wa pé ó ṣàṣìṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn o so o ní láti tún ṣe kíni o ní láti kọ́ rẹ̀ dáadáa ìjọ́ mi kó má rí bẹ́ẹ̀ òwe táwa ń pa gbà yẹn ni àtakò yín àjáde káwa ní bóyá bákan ni.
ẹ bá takò wa máa takò yín
ẹ ṣe mistake o
ẹ takò wa ẹ takò yín.
kí lẹ ṣe next rather than listen rather than make corrections ẹ sọra yín
ayé gbá ẹ létí ọ̀tún kó kọ tó sí ti kúrò.
nǹkan tó bá wù yín lẹ lè ṣe ẹ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ranjú ẹ sọra yín dáadáa dùgbòlugi ẹ lẹ máa bú everybody jẹ ẹ wá lọ ń pera yín jọ ẹ lọ ń ṣe meeting to the extent nínú meeting yìí
ẹ bá wá jẹ ibi tó máa sì dùn yín lọkùnrin la máa
àwọn èèyàn tẹjọ bẹ̀rẹ̀ jìjàngbara ẹ jẹ́ ń bí yín kíní kan o ìgbà tí wọ́n mú ẹnìkan lára wa tó wà níbi ó máa jáde mo máa sọ̀rọ̀
àfi ó lè tiri
mo máa jáde mo máa sọ̀rọ̀ pé ẹ tó dánwó ilé ìwò lásán nǹkan tó ṣe ò dáa
àjọ máa kó ṣe
imú ò lè gbóòórùn àṣẹ ibi kò jẹ́ ká mọ̀ pé irú èèyàn bẹ́ẹ̀ náà wà láàrin yín àṣẹyìn náà irú èèyàn tẹ́ jẹ́ nìyà àṣẹ náà tẹ́yìn náà ń dá sáwọn èèyàn lábẹ́ yẹn
kéènì akọni ṣé ó ní kéènì ńgbà tó rí.
ó mo ṣe máa sọ pé ẹ tí ò bá farabalẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ mi ò lè yé ẹ ò lè gbọ́rọ̀ mi kò yẹ ẹ̀kọ́ tó bá farabalẹ̀ tó bá jókòó tó bá gbọ́rọ̀ mi dáadáa á yé ẹ yes. And that was why when I came out sometimes last year, towards the end of the year, before we entered the new year, I said we have all failed. I said some of us are guilty by association because gbogbo wa as a whole, either an infraction or gbogbo wa la fail as a whole. Gbogbo àwa wí yẹn, àwọn kan ṣe 3 years, you were part of it, bloody liars. All of us were there, we were all there. So are you going to just take the blame and give that blame on that old man? And that innocent man that has lost a lot already, you ingrates. Ẹ tẹ máa pe àrònú yín àti ọ̀dọ̀fínú yín lẹ́kọ̀ọ̀kan. Ṣé èèyàn lè sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn ẹni tẹ́bi ń pa ni àbí òrón jẹjẹ ńlẹ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ ó wá jalè? Ṣé kò ní nǹkan tó le débi tó dé ni? Àti ẹ̀wá ṣe débi pé afọ́ máa bí ti pé ìjà Yorùbá kọ́ ló ń jà òun ló mọ nǹkan tó ṣe tí wọ́n fi le ó sùn sínú ilé ẹ̀ ni wọ́n ṣe le wọ́n lè kúrò.
Bí Yorùbá dá sí gbogbo ẹni tẹ́ ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí ní dìde kẹ́ ṣe nǹkan kan bá ṣe máa bá a lọ nìyẹn.
Aláìdáni eléyìí ò ń ṣe pé bóyá èèyàn ń wọ́ṣìpù èèyàn.
Bí gbogbo ò bá dá sí táwọn bàbá yóò dá sí bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe máa sápamọ́ nìyẹn wọ́n mú ìgbà tán mú ìgbà tán mú Ìgbòho mélòó nínú yín bàbá Ìbàdàn tó wá kọ̀ǹpléènì bí lánàá mélòó ló nínú yín nìbàdàn tó jáde síta nígbà tán mú Olóyè Ìgbòho tẹ wá ń kọ kinní kan pé kinní kan ẹ má dánrú ẹ wò mọ́ be careful.
ohun tí n bá dẹ̀ rí ohun tí n bá mọ̀ ni màá sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ẹ̀ nǹkan tí mi bá mọ̀ nípa ẹ̀
tèmi náà bá mọ̀ ni màá sọ.
mi ò bá yan ní irú ẹ̀ kódà bó o bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ wájú mi tó bá pè mí pé kí n dá sí.
èmi náà lè má dá sí.
tó bá tó fi lọ̀ mí tó ní Michael Aki lórí sọ̀rọ̀
ló ṣe gbéraga conservative no
tí bá dẹ̀ ti sọ nǹkan tí máa sọ bó o bá ti sọ nǹkan mi mọ́ ó ti tán náà nìyẹn ìwọ̀nba nǹkan tó bá béèrè lọ́wọ́ mi náà ni màá dẹ̀ dẹ́ lónìí mi ní kọjá bẹ́ẹ̀ torí mi ò yọjú ràn sí nǹkan tán bá pè mí sí mi ò dẹ̀ ń kọjá àyè mi I don't overstay my welcome anywhere mi ò dẹ̀ ó ṣe pé gbéraga àbí anything it's just me mo dẹ̀ rí pé ó ń work fún mi ó fẹ́ for me so I decided like okay that's going to be my style.
tó bá ti pè mí ni màá ṣe
tó bá pè mí ni ṣe and that's why I'm even glad I'm happy today I can be saying this because kálí mi náà lọ tọwọ́ mi bọ́ sọ̀lọ̀ àbí mo ti ṣe kíní kan bí kan ni and I thank God up to date I'm telling everybody ever since I've been in this struggle since the onset right from the beginning the fact that I did not join group or anything does not mean I've not been there I've been there I've never for once call anybody pé ẹ wá dáwó.
máa ń gbádùn bàbá Ọ̀gbẹ́ni
ó ṣe pé mi ò lè ṣe
máa pè é sí English ni
kò tí wọn. ara nǹkan tó lè bàyàn lórúkọ jẹ́ tó lè bàyàn lójú jẹ́ ni pé tọ́ta bá dé tó máa fẹ́ ṣàkóbá fún ẹ àbí tó fẹ́ ra ọ̀rọ̀ mọ́ ẹ lẹ́sẹ̀ ara nǹkan tó easy láti ra ọ̀rọ̀ mọ́yàn lẹ́sẹ̀ òun ni owó Yorùbá lówó ló máa ń bojú ọ̀rẹ́ jẹ́ lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ ìgbà.
nígbà tó owó bá dà yín pọ̀ kẹ́ tó mọ owó èèyàn tán jẹ́.
mi ò mí pé tó bá ní kí wọ́n dáwó kan bí kankan mi ò ní fi tèmi sílẹ̀ on my own personal ground yeah I'll do whatever I can. Mi ò dẹ̀ ní ṣe kọjá agbára mi.
So minutes mélòó ló kù torí mo fẹ́ bọ́ síbi tí ó dàbí pé.
Mi ò ní ṣe kọjá nǹkan tí mo mọ̀ pé mo lè afford. Yes.
So kí ló tún important?
Ó yà mí lẹ́nu.
Pé.
Ó yà mí lẹ́nu gan. Ó mú mi pinnu pé ok mo rò pé mi nìkan ni mò ń fi bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. Mo rò pé mi nìkan ni mo rò pé bó ṣe rí nìyẹn pé bóyá mistake ni mo ṣe. Èmi ò mọ̀ pé ọ̀rọ̀ tá a ti ń sọ látijọ́ ẹ̀ pé ọ̀rọ̀ yóò máa lẹ́yìn àjàǹtí èlé yóò máa lẹ́yìn ọ̀rọ̀ yóò máa lẹ́yìn àjàntí ele wọ́n parọ́ fárá ìlú àjàntí ele pé tiwọn làwọn ń ṣe àjàntí ele.
wọ́n fi búrẹ́dì kó wa lọ́bẹ̀ jẹ
tí wọ́n bá lọ lójú ọdún
àjàntí ele.
ìjọba ìjọba. èèyàn máa ṣe nǹkan, èèyàn máa gbìyànjú, èèyàn máa ṣe àṣìṣe.
wọ́n ti gbìyànjú tiẹ̀ ọgbà fọ́gẹ̀ wọn tó bá ń wájú là ń sọ.
àbí àṣìṣe
unity
kódà kò ní bí mi nínú kò ní
ló fẹ́ rí wọn.
ṣùgbọ́n ìwà
èèyàn tó bá bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀ máa kú.
tó di ẹsẹ̀ rẹ̀ ṣe débi pé ẹ fẹ́ máa sanwó fún àwọn èèyàn spy kan lọ máa spy àwọn bàbá yìí. mo mọ̀ pé láwọn tó ń ṣe fún yín.
ó wà dáadáa rẹpẹtẹ rẹpẹtẹ.
And you were ready to
àwọn
pay
tó
them.
súnmọ́ bàbá
You were
bí
ready to
iṣan
pay
ọrùn
people
bí iṣan
to
ọrùn
go and
bí
spy, to
iṣan
go to
ọrùn
Cotonou and be spying for
wọ́n
you
bá
from
wọn
these
gbé
innocent men. And
wọ́n
the same
súnmọ́
people will
wọn.
come out and say they are doing nothing.
ọ̀rọ̀ tí ì tó sọ ẹ máa
And you
gbà.
are spearheading all this rubbish, paying people to go and spy on them, bring whatever those people have, bring it to you, so that ìyá lè máa lò láti lọ máa tako wọn.
ẹ tó bá kúrò mọ́ ẹ lè ṣe court.
Ìwọ tó bá ń gbọ́ mi lásàlẹ̀, I'm telling you the truth. Now, ẹ má get me wrong. Mi ò sọ pé anybody innocent. Àwọn èèyàn wọn wọ̀nyí náà wọ́n lè ti ní
kò sí sẹ́ǹtì láàrin wa.
But as at last year, kí ló dẹ̀ mú mi tí mo ṣe ń hámà lórí ẹ̀ tí mo ṣe ń sọ ni pé ẹnu òpùrọ́ kì í ṣẹ̀jẹ̀. Ó dùn mí, ó dẹ̀ ṣèyàn láàánú pé a lè gbárù iṣẹ́ burúkú yìí báyìí lọ́wọ́ yín. Irú èèyàn tẹ́ jẹ́ nìyẹn. Irú èèyàn tẹ́ jẹ́ nìyẹn.
Irú àwọn èèyàn tí wọ́n ní kéèyàn
máa sá fún kéèyàn jìnnà, ó jìnnà sí yín. Ọ̀tá tó ń fojú hàn bí ọ̀rẹ́ ni yín.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Ọ̀tá.
Àwa ọmọ alábòsí mọ́. Alábòsí ń pa alábòsí. Wọ́n pè yàn dáadáa lálábòsí.
One after the other. That is tẹ́ bá ṣòwò agbẹjẹmọ́wọ́ tẹ́tọ́wọ́ ọmọ yín bá sọ. Whatever you are doing, face it. And stop attacking people. Stop calling people names and stop accusing people wrongly. That's all I'm asking. Mi ò níjà pẹ̀lú anybody. Mi ò dẹ̀ ní problem pẹ̀lú anybody. Ẹ bá flag show jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. I'm not going to stop. Ẹ bá flag show yìí. Jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. I'm not going to stop. Moreover, mo tiẹ̀ ti sọ nǹkan tí mo fẹ́ sọ. Ẹ bá flag ẹ̀ jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. I'm not going to stop. Moreover, pé wọ́n ní orúkọ tí ò ń ṣe orúkọ wọn. Níbo náà ti ń ṣerú ẹ̀? Tí wọ́n bá ní kí wọ́n máa pè yàn lágbà yahoo, ìyá yín gan ló yẹ kí wọ́n máa pè ní àgbà yahoo. Jìbìtì wájú ẹ̀, ìjálè onílé kò tiẹ̀ lẹ́yìn, ó ní gbogbo òwò àti gbogbo yín wò pátápátá.
Mi ò yìí gbọ́lé ìlànà o.
Because at one point or the other, ẹ máa ti realize nǹkan tó ń go on. Nǹkan tó lè mú yín máa lọ bá àwọn èèyàn máa ní ẹ fẹ́ fún àwọn èèyàn lówó. Lórí bá fẹ́ gba Yorùbá nation, why must you pay somebody? Ìwọ náà tí wọ́n wá ń bá tí wọ́n fẹ́ sanwó fún ẹ pé kó lọ ṣe nǹkan kan. Kí ló dé tó sọ fún brain ẹ pé why are they paying me?
Ebi ni poverty.
Ṣáwọn ní ulterior motive kan ni ṣé wọ́n ní nǹkan mìíràn tó fẹ́ gbà lẹ́yìn ẹ̀ yàtọ̀ sí nǹkan tó fi fẹ́ gbà bẹ́ẹ̀.
Ebi ni wọ́n mọ̀ọ́mọ̀ fi pa wọn sódà tán bá fẹ́ lò wọ́n lọ́wọ́ kan máa
sọ sí. The same owó ta ló lóṣèlú gbogbo wa wọn ìwà jìbìtì wọn lóṣèlú nǹkan kan gbogbo ẹ̀ ló kọ́ wọ́ wọn. Everything they display so far, they are not different from the people you are running away from. I'm not saying anybody is innocent. Likewise, I was not ready to come out and call anybody out. But if you think you are smart or you are wise and you can call people names, why you did all this stuff, you committed all these atrocities, and you think you will go away and nobody will say nothing. Ọ̀rẹ́ mi, wo, ẹ kúrò ńbẹ̀. Mi ò tí sọ̀rọ̀.
Ẹgbẹ́ ṣe bí ti Jẹ̀lílì.
Ṣọlá ọmọ Èkó ni. I have not said anything. In fact, the little I have said tonight is because of that I wrote that comment asking me, kí ni CSI àti bàbá Akíntóyè ṣe for 3 years. Ẹ lọ gbé bàbá àti ìyá yín wá. Kí wọ́n wá lò 10 years, kán wá gba Yorùbá nation fún wa, kán bá mọ bọ́n ṣe ń gbà.
10 years, no. Wọ́n ní kán wá lò 6 months. You don't give them that much.
Stop asking people or telling people.
6 months, because ọdún mẹ́ta wọn rí ṣe. Kí tí wọ́n wá ṣe ọdún mẹ́fà, kán wá ṣe oṣù mẹ́fà.
And like I said also, nínú 3 years yẹn, ẹ yọ yé
months,
sabotage effort àwọn people yẹn ní last year, ẹ yọ kúrò ńbẹ̀. Ẹnu ẹlẹ́yin náà wà yẹn náà.
Tí ò ń bólówó nínú.
Ẹnu ẹlẹ́wà yẹn bó ṣe easy.
Mo tó ní bàbá mo bọ̀ ọmọ.
Ó ní ìwọ̀fà rọ́bà lọ́nà ó ń rawọ́ ó ní bóyá orí òun náà ó ṣe kó náà jọba kò mọ̀ pẹ́rù ọba wúwo láti gbé. Kò easy now to be a leader.
Ọmọ tó ní bàbá òun ò la. Ọmọ tó ní bàbá òun ò lówó lọ́wọ́. Ẹnu ẹlẹ́ kò sí yẹn. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni.
Mo mọ̀ pé bí tẹ bá jókòó sí ẹ máa boil inú yín á máa ru.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Nǹkan dárúkọ ya yín.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Ẹ̀yin ń bú èèyàn táwọn kan ń pè ní bàbá wọn.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni. ó dùn gbé.
But you don't want nobody to mention the person you call your mother.
Mọ̀mọ́ wa, mọ̀mọ́ tàtà, mọ̀mọ́ owó, alágogo lékúlékú.
And that tells the type of people you guys are. Ó ṣòro àwọn èèyàn tẹ́ kó jọ tẹ́ jọ ń breed ara yín. Honestly speaking, tó bá jẹ́ ru yín ilẹ̀ máa gbalẹ̀ Yorùbá, tẹ́ máa wà mẹ́tẹ́
ayọ̀wọ́ mi.
Mi ò fẹ́ bá ru yín gbé. Mi ò lè fẹ́ ẹranko gbé. Mi ò fẹ́ bá ru yín gbé.
Ọ̀pọ̀ ṣan. Ẹ kẹ́rù yín.
Come here and talk to me about spirituality.
Jápa.
Come down here, I will lecture you, I will educate you. I might tell you I'm not a pastor, but I will lecture you and educate you on spirituality. Forget it. Ẹ gbàgbé bó ṣe jẹ́. Ẹ kú bẹ́ẹ̀.
Spiritual. Bóyá ọkọ mi ti débẹ̀ tó tún gbé spiritual lọ síbẹ̀. Má jẹ́ kán máa sọ̀rọ̀ sí ẹ. Come over here. Olólùfẹ́ mi o. Òtútù mú mi bọ̀ wálé o. Olólùfẹ́ mi. Òtútù mú mi. Akọni wálé.
L'Amẹ́ríkà ẹ tó bá wo orí wọ́ọ̀ mi mo post ẹ láàárọ̀ yìí. Duluth ní yẹn láàárọ̀ yìí.
Wọ́n fún ẹ tán wá fa dàda orí ẹ.
He came online and called himself a witch doctor. Gbogbo wa tá máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ witch doctor, a máa ń wò pé wọ́n máa ń ṣe nínú fíìmù tán lẹ́nìkan witch doctor. Wọ́n máa gbé dúdú kan síbẹ̀ tí wọ́n á náà ṣe fún dúdú. Yeah.
Ọ̀sán yìí.
Ẹni tí wọ́n mú tó pè rẹ̀ ní witch doctor lórí Facebook àti lórí àwọn other social media platform.
Ẹyẹ máa tọ̀.
Àwọn tó wà lára ẹ̀ wẹ́ èmi ò tiẹ̀ mọ̀ dídán fi ń pè wọ́n funfun. So àwọn tó ń pè ń funfun yẹn ni. Ẹ lọ kà á kẹ́wọ́ ṣẹ́ lábí tó fi ṣe. Ó fi trick àwọn obìnrin lọ sílẹ̀, ó fi tipátipá bá wọn lò ní.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
A ló fẹ́ ṣe cleansing fún wọn. A lóun fẹ́ ṣe cleansing fún wọn. Èèyàn tó lóun fẹ́ ṣe cleansing fún wọn á ní kán báṣọ kán ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀. From there ó máa force wọn ó máa fipá bá wọn lò. Ó náà sọ ń sìn pé they are waiting pé káwọn èèyàn máa pè wọ́n fi nọ́mbà lẹ̀ pé gbogbo ẹni tí ọkùnrin bá ti ṣiṣẹ́ lábí fún. Ọlọ́run ló mọ iye ìyàwó ilé mi tí àṣemáṣe yẹn ti ṣẹlẹ̀ sí tí wọ́n lè sọ̀rọ̀.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni wọ́n lè sọ síta.
Àwọn yàrá pé kí ló wá lọ síbẹ̀. So don't let anybody fool you or bamboozle you with spirituality. Spirituality láyé ẹ bá lọ́wọ́ Fẹlá Aníkúlápó Àbàmì ẹ̀dá. Late Fẹlá Aníkúlápó Kútì. That's why I respect that man a lot.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni bàbá 70.
Ó lè níwà tiẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ káwọn èèyàn máa wo bí pé kò mọ nǹkan tó ń ṣe. Kí ni nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ sí Fẹlá òtítọ́? Kí ni? Nobody listen.
Wòlíì àgbà nìyẹn.
Nobody cares.
Wòlíì tó ju bàbá wọn lọ.
Àwọn tó fẹ́ kẹ́ fókọ̀sì ni pé ó fẹ́ yàwó rẹpẹtẹ.
Ọmọ àdúgbò wa
lẹ́wọ̀n. Ó ń fagbó. Meanwhile, gbogbo wọn náà ń fagbó.
Ìyẹn wá ní kí ni wá sí bẹ́ẹ̀ rárá mu tí ò ṣe kankan fún ẹ fà á. Ṣòwò rẹ̀ sì ní ká máa ta gbó lọ ló bá tán. Ó ní ẹ̀rọ máa gbé máa mú.
Àbí ṣàmàrà àwọn pásítọ̀ àtàfà ọmọ ló ń bá yàwó oníyàwó sùn pàápàá jùlọ ìyàwó ọmọ ìjọ wọn.
Àjọkẹ́ wọn náà ọmọ ẹ máa ń wù ẹ ọmọ tí mo yà tán ni.
Ṣèbú ń bọ́ síta gbogbo ayé rí nǹkan tó ṣe ó fẹ́ gbogbo ìyàwó tó fẹ́ ó dẹ̀ mú gbó ẹ̀ kò gbé pamọ́. He was honest. At the same time.
Ọmọ tí mo èmi gan nígbà fún wọn. Ló bá dé.
Spirituality yẹn àti attach too much importance sí. Ó dẹ̀ fẹ́ máa kó bá wa. Ó fẹ́ máa kó bá wa. Meanwhile, ìwọ náà ó wà nínú ẹ̀ that spirituality that gift that talent ó wà nínú ẹ̀ ìwọ ló develop ẹ̀.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Ìwọ ló develop ẹ̀ tó ní mọ̀ nípa ẹ̀ tó develop ẹ̀ ni. Èèyàn kankan ò ní máa fi tàn ẹ́ jẹ.
Kò sẹ́ni tí ò ní.
Bájò kò sí bí nsìn kí wọ́n á sojú bá kan kójú mi kó wọn lọ kí wọ́n máa ṣe bóyá ti bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ ràdúró èrò tó máa wọ́ wá.
Ẹ gbà.
Bájò kò sí kí máa ní ẹnìkan wà ńbẹ̀ yẹn kò tí ì jẹun lálẹ́ yìí àbí kò tí ì jẹun láti jẹta. It is an obvious thing pé pẹ̀lú situation tó wà Nàìjíríà lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ sí ọ̀pọ̀ jẹun látàná. So definitely there will be somebody in there tí kìíní yẹn máa catch pé èmi ni wọ́n sọ o.
Wọ́n wá sáré gan lọ bá wọn.
Èmi lẹ́ntẹ́ ń sọ ó ti tán o mo ti mú nìyẹn.
Àwọn tó ti ẹkẹ dànù láti láti àti gbogbo vision wọn ò ṣe.
Lọ mú nǹkan báyìí.
Ẹ tún lọ ń gbọ́ wọn. Wọ́n ní kìíní kan tán àbí kí náà ti ń sè. Adónà.
Ó ṣe kò ń jẹ́.
Gbogbo èèyàn ni ò mọ̀ ṣe lójú ẹ̀. Gbogbo àgbàṣẹ lẹ́ni ò mọ̀ ṣe lójú ẹ̀. Gbogbo àgbàjọ ni ò mọ̀ ṣe lójú ẹ̀. Kìíní kan bẹ́ tán àbí kí ló sí tán àbí.
Gbogbo ẹnu ni mo lè fi sọ fún yín.
Fọkàsà.
Ìwà bí Ọlọ́run. Ìwà bí Elédùmarè. Ọlẹ́ máa bá lára àwọn ẹni tí Ọlọ́run bá ń bá sọ̀rọ̀ gbogbo ìgbà. Ẹ ní bá ìwà rádaràdán. Pàápàá jùlọ tó bá tó wá lọ jẹ́ àwọn nǹkan tó simple jù nínú nǹkan bí yẹ kéèyàn fi ṣọmọlúàbí. Bí kéèyàn jà kán bẹ̀ pé má bínú ẹjọ́ parí. Ẹni tó bá ní bẹ̀rù Ọlọ́run ó máa gbà pé kó parí. Èèyàn tó bá ń sọ pé ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ tó ń ṣẹ̀ mí yẹn mi ò lè gbà ẹ jìnnà fúnrú ẹni bẹ́ẹ̀. Ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀ gbọ́ tó máa fi ń kọrin wọ́n lẹ́ni tá a bá ṣẹ̀ tí ò dáríjìyàn tó bá fúnyàn lóbì ká má jẹ́ ẹni tó bá ṣẹ̀
bàbá sàn ni
wá bẹ́ẹ̀ tí ò dáríjì ẹ tó bá fún ẹ lóbì má jẹ́ ó ṣe tó fẹ́ pa ẹnìyẹn so ìyẹn ṣàpẹẹrẹ irú èèyàn tí ó ń bínú àbí téèyàn ṣẹ̀ tí wọ́n ń bẹ̀ tí ò gbà irú èèyàn tó jẹ́ òun lọ̀rọ̀ yẹn ń ṣàpẹẹrẹ fún wa
a
pé
lè má
téèyàn
bínú
jìnnà
ká
sí
rọra yẹra fún
ni
wọn
téèyàn ń sá fún ni
torí kírú ẹ̀ má tún ṣẹlẹ̀ ńjọ́
téèyàn
mi
ń sá fún
lóòótọ́
ni
wọn ní
kódà kó jẹ́ pé
ẹ̀mélòó la máa
èèyàn ṣẹ̀
ṣẹra
ó
wa
máa sojú ayé náà ni pé ok
àkọọ́lẹ̀ ní
àtibárí ọdẹ ti
gbogbo
parí
yẹn
nìyẹn pàtẹ ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀
ẹ lè rírú ẹni
pàtẹ
tó
ṣe
máa
bẹ́ẹ̀
dúró oyè yẹn kán ṣe
ọtún fi
kó
ṣe
tó ṣe.
kò sí nǹkan tó jọ náà èmi ò gbọ́ o gba àwọn tó gbọ́ láwọn gbọ́ o torí nǹkan tí ò bá sojú mi ní sọ pé sojú mi kò di extent wọ́n ní ẹ̀ ń threatening pé ẹ̀ tó ń sọ yẹn nǹkan tó lè mú yín bá ẹnìyẹn sọ̀rọ̀ ẹnìyẹn máa kú kí ló dé tó bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ̀yin lọ́lọ́run
I don't know.
so Ọlọ́run ti gbé agbára fún yín báyìí lẹ́ẹ̀ máa sọ ẹni tó máa kú àti ẹni tó máa live rubbish ni gbogbo yẹn náà
nonsense.
àpọ́nlé là ń pọ́n kúlé ta sọ pé fọ̀ sẹ́ẹ̀ náà
tó bá bàbá kì í tó yé sọ̀rọ̀ ó máa kú
people love you
ó wá yá àwọn kúrò
moreover these are
òun
the same
gbòòwò
people
kó wá
that brought you and
gbẹ́sẹ̀ kan sí
introduced you to the
nàìjíríà
people
kó gbé kan síbẹ̀ ni
wọ́n ṣe irú ẹ̀ náà
ó ti
even
tán
they are not good
ẹ ti gba
àwọn èèyàn ló yẹ
ilẹ̀
kán
yorùbá
jáde pé
nìyí
ok
torí
ẹ wá
ẹsẹ̀ Ìgbòho ti kan
àdúgbò ẹ ti gbìyànjú ẹ ti ṣe bọ̀ bó ṣe ń lọ bó ṣe rí ẹ jẹ́ kí ó ti máa easy jù pẹ̀lú ìdùnnú àtayọ̀ mo jẹ́rìí pẹ̀lú ìwà tí wọ́n wù yẹn nígbà tí gbogbo èèyàn challenge wọn pé ẹ jẹ́ kí kinní ìtàn ẹ̀jẹ̀ tán fi lè jáde tán lè apologize tán ní ok àwọn ready ẹ bá wa pè lágbájá ká parí ẹ̀ definitely tí irú situation yẹn náà bá wáyé wọ́n máa reason pẹ̀lú àwọn èèyàn ok.
no bàbá mi tó wà bẹ́ẹ̀ ni pé Dupsy ó lérò pé òun nìkan lòun ní Jẹ́mílà lórí kò mọ̀ pé ẹni tó jáde síta tó bẹ̀bẹ̀ tó kúnlẹ̀ náà ó láro mà àpọ́nlé ni mọ́là haúsá làhúsá ń jẹ́ tó bá lérò pé o mọ̀rọ̀ sọ rántí ẹni tó túmọ̀ sọ jù ẹ́ lọ irú àtàǹbọ̀tà tá à ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí ń sìn àwọn kan wà tó jẹ́ pé gbòógì ni wọ́n mọ̀ gbọ́ wọ́n dẹ̀ tún mọ̀ sọ tán bá máa gbé kalẹ̀ fún yín báyìí ẹ gbọ̀gà ó ní tìrí.
What the people wanted and it seems to be the right thing kò ní sí any kind of power talk or anything gbogbo nǹkan ló lásìkò títí tiẹ̀ yá mo jókòó síbí mo lè máa sọ̀rọ̀ kí ni mo mọ̀rọ̀ sọ àbí mo ṣe kinní kan àwọn èèyàn lè rí mi kán ní àbọ̀bọ̀ yìí ó ní talent máa bọ̀ àfẹ́kọ̀ọ́ wá síbi kan wá gba ipò àbí wá gbàyè kan ẹ̀kọ́ tó ń kọ́ èmi tí n bá débẹ̀ tí n bá rí pé nìkan wà ń bẹ̀ wọ́n fẹ́ fọ́tẹ̀ lé kúrò ní wọ́n fẹ́ sọ̀tẹ̀ ni mi ò ní gba ipò yẹn mo máa sọ fún wọn pé except to whatever is going on any help tí n bá lè render I will stand and render that help guess what.
àbí kí n yẹra ń bẹ̀ àwọn máa gbà pò yẹn ni.
ó possible ẹnìyẹn gan ló máa rí pé bọ́bọ́ ìfìtì náà
wọ́n tún wá fẹ́ bùrú wá máa bó nítọ̀hún sọ̀rọ̀ wọ́n á tún máa gbé mọ́ra gbé wá wọ́n ní ẹ má dà lóhùn mo kàn lọ bá ṣe ṣóò ni.
kì í ṣe pé màá lọ bẹ̀ màá lọ máa wá gbogbo nǹkan tó máa gbé sí gbogbo pé ṣé ó ti ṣe kinní kan bẹ́ẹ̀ ó yá ẹ lọ yìí ká lè sọ pé ó ṣàṣìṣe àbí ẹ ṣó ti ṣe gbá ṣó ti no stop all that nonsense stop it.
ẹ rẹ́ra yín lẹ́pàá kẹ́ lè bọ́ sípò yẹn.
ẹ lè láti sòótọ́ fáwọn èèyàn ẹ ṣe ń parọ́ the same old irọ́ ẹ tún recycle ẹ recycle lẹ́yìn gbogbo nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ kẹtẹ mẹ́rù kẹwàá sóbà kẹtẹ wá bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe máa wá solution sí nǹkan tó wà nílẹ̀ nǹkan tó ń bàjẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe máa túnṣe no you are still coming out attacking innocent people forming lies coming all around making noise on the internet lying.
ẹ tó máa control.
ṣẹ́yìn lè jẹ́ kán ṣe irú nǹkan tẹ́ ṣe fún yàrá kán ṣe fún yín torí kò tí ì sẹ́ni tó ṣe fún yín báyìí ẹni kan lọ máa flag page àwọn èèyàn kan máa di page gbé káàkiri kan máa ṣe pé kan máa jà bẹ́ẹ̀ who does that.
ẹ jẹ́ n sọ̀rọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe rí àwa Yorùbá ẹ̀rù wa tó bá ọmọ Yorùbá ẹ̀rù wa tó bá ó dùn mí mi ò gúdù nínú technology tó bá lọ tí mo jẹ́ pé mo tún lọ mú yẹn mọ́ ni ara ó sàn wàláì ara ó sàn á ti burú jù ká báyàn níbì kan ète èké ìgbà tẹ́nìyẹn bá wà níbẹ̀ ẹ máa wá bẹ ṣe máa rẹ̀ dànù ẹ fi taratara gbá tiẹ̀ gẹ́rẹ́ tó bá kúrò ẹ lè fi nǹkan sórí ìjókòó náà gẹ́gẹ́ bí nílùú wa ọ̀gá iléeṣẹ́ wá fi nǹkan sórí ìjókòó kó lè kúrò kán rí lẹ́pa kán bọ́ sí orí ipò yẹn tó bá wá kúrò ẹni tí ò dẹ̀ ṣe yẹn nígbà tó bá dépò á wá fi ọgbọ́n pé inú ẹ̀ dùn ó pé wọ́n gbé síbẹ̀ o ṣùgbọ́n kò mọ̀ bóyá ẹni tán gbé kúrò yẹn inú ẹ̀ ò dùn sí òun àbó dùn sí òun ṣé ń gbọ́ mi ẹ̀yin èèyàn mi kò sọ̀rọ̀ ní gbogbo ìgbà tí nǹkan yẹn bá ń ṣẹlẹ̀ o ṣùgbọ́n gẹ́rẹ́ tó bá wá rí i pé kíní yẹn ń lọọlẹ̀ típò yẹn ti ń dùn mọ́ tó ti ń dùn mọ́ tó ti ń dùn mọ́ á wá ga ká á wá fẹ́ mọ position tí ẹni tó kúrò ńbẹ̀ yẹn wọ́n jọ ń dìtẹ̀ lẹ́yìn ni o position tẹni tó kúrò yẹn á wá fẹ́ mọ̀ ọ́ pé èmi náà kọ́ o wọ́n gbé mi síbẹ̀ ni o ṣé ẹ̀ bínú ìyá wa ṣé ẹ̀ bínú bàbá wa ṣé ẹ̀ bínú màá wá rí yín màá wá kí yín á sọ̀rọ̀ kò síjà o màá bá yín ṣe show ẹ má worry ẹ má worry wọ́n á tún dẹ́yìn lọ máa fonítọ̀hún ṣe ẹlẹ́yà ẹ̀sín ṣùgbọ́n ó fẹ́ please ọkàn ara ẹ̀ kó fi mọ reaction ẹni tí ó kúrò lórí ipò yẹn ọmọ Yorùbá ẹ̀rù yín tó bà ẹ̀rù
ẹni èèyàn gẹ́gẹ́ bí mo ṣe sọ ohun tí ọ̀gbẹ́ni yẹn sọ ni mo fẹ́ ká gbọ́ because èmi
mo
kọ́ mo
gbé
sọ
di
bẹ́ẹ̀
o
àwọn ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ tó bá dẹ̀ mọ ọ̀gbẹ́ni yẹn dáadáa wọ́n mọ̀ pé ọ̀kan gbòógì nínú àwọn olólùfẹ́ onítìrí ni so for him to come out and be saying that ó dàbí pé ó ní nǹkan tó náà rí àbí bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́ ni náà ọ̀rọ̀ tó sọnù ọ́díò tó ṣe ó pọ̀ mo sì máa sọ̀rọ̀ nípa other parts of the audio
ìyẹn lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ ṣe ń sá lọ ń ṣọ́lẹ̀ kó tó bá yàn kó tó súnmọ́ yàn
already náà kí ni tiẹ̀ ti gùn so mi ní fífẹ́ jẹ́ kó gùn unnecessarily
ìlú mi tẹ́lòmíì ti wá ìlú mi tẹ́lòmíì ti wá ní ìlú orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá yẹn tẹ́ bá gbọ́ ìlú yẹn wọ́n rán rójú kí ló dálẹ̀ lọ oró a mọ̀ pé gbogbo ìlú náà ló ní gbogbo orú nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn ṣùgbọ́n ìlú yẹn wọn dáríjì yàn o iyán ogún ọdún ó ń gbóná ni wọ́n dẹ̀ mọ̀ ń pa ète láti súnmọ́ yàn láti wọnú yàn.
mo fẹ́ kẹ́ tú àárín ìgbọ́.
Yorùbá nation ẹ bẹ fẹ́ mọ̀ ẹsẹ̀ fẹ́ gbà ẹ bá ní ẹ fẹ́ ṣe catwalk láti bí lọ sí Àkúrẹ́ kẹ̀kẹ́ àti ìgbà ni.
tó bá jẹ́ níta ti gbọ́ ẹ̀jọ̀
ẹ bá mọ ìtumọ̀ nǹkan tó ń pè freedom fighter ìṣúwọ̀ pé ẹ dẹ̀ mọ́ ẹ lè sọ fún mi bẹ́ẹ̀ mọ́. lùkọ́ onítìrí ẹ̀yìn claim pé wà educated ẹ mọ nǹkan tó ń pè freedom fighter ẹ lè lẹ́ẹ̀ mọ́.
so ìyẹn jẹ́ gẹ́gẹ́ bí tí mo fẹ́ play níbi fọ́nrán yẹn lálẹ́ tí àyè bá gbà mí lọ́la màá sọ̀rọ̀ lórí some other parts of that audio màá sọ̀rọ̀ lórí ẹ̀ máa.
ẹ ṣe àdádúró ń bẹ̀ yẹn kó ní kálukú máa mú tiẹ̀ èmi tí ń mú tèmi nínú gbogbo ohun tí mò ń sọ ẹ mo máa ń láìkí bàbá mi yìí gan-an ni tó máa ń pè wọ́n wá òótọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ jẹ́ ń play ẹ̀ fún yín. ṣe bó play lẹ́ẹ̀kan please. ó play ẹ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan náà.
ẹ̀wọ̀n tó mo ti sọ fún yín ṣáájú mo mọ bọ̀bọ̀ ẹ̀ dáadáa as in mo ti máa ń gbọ́ àwọn nǹkan tó máa ń sọ online dáadáa látìgbà tí struggle ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ lòun náà ti máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ ìgbà tí àwọn awuyewuye kan lọ tí àwọn incident kan ṣẹlẹ̀ láàrin olóyè àti Ìbà Gani Adams tí olóyè ó sì sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn nínú ọ́díò yìí náà ó sì fi ń bu olóyè tí olóyè fi ń bẹ Ìbà Gani Adams ó sọ̀rọ̀ nígbà yẹn ó bínú tó ń bu olóyè tó lọ́lẹ̀ ni pé kí lóyè tó ń bẹ Ìbà Gani Adams ó tún tú ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn sọ nínú ọ́díò yìí náà so èmi mọ olóyè tó jẹ́ is somebody that he dances around ìgbà tó bá fi pé nǹkan kan ṣẹlẹ̀ pé tó bá jóun ni òun ní gbàgbọ́ ẹ̀ yes ó máa bú ẹni yẹn ó máa so ó ní yẹn that personal part of him and beef ó ní yẹn pẹ̀lú olóyè all along láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìrìn àjò yìí ló ti ń ṣe yẹn but tó bá ti lọ tó ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn ọjọ́ tó bá gbọ́n sí pé bóyá olóyè ṣe kinní kan ó máa jáde òun ló máa tún gbé lórí tó máa praise olóyè jù so tó bá ń bú olóyè ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ ò kí ń jọ mí lójú ò kí ń dùn mí torí mo ti mọ ibi tó dúró sí tó bá kan olóyè but from ọ̀rọ̀ tó ń sọ nípa onítìrí ẹni tó mọ̀ sọ fún yín 3 months ago 2 months ago up till last month tó bá máa jáde tó bá máa sọ̀rọ̀ ó ń bú olóyè àti àwọn bàbá yẹn ni pé kan fi onítìrí lẹ̀ kan jẹ́ kó ṣe nǹkan tó ń ṣe onítìrí ló máa gba Yorùbá nation fáwọn and you can see where the guy is coming from if he's saying tó bá di tama selection tó rí gbà now like I said I don't think this guy can do anything to anybody I don't think so but he's just expressing himself the way he's feeling right now based on what he has seen so far and based on what is happening so tí ẹ bá ní belief ọ̀rọ̀ ẹnu rú àwa pé bóyá wà ń bínú ni àbí kinní kan ni you heard what this guy said only from the declaration tẹ lọ ṣe tẹ ṣe àwàdà kẹríkẹrí Yes, our Ajokekeade lẹ́ṣẹ̀. Nobody does that and say I want a declaration. But they're not thinking about it now. Ẹ ṣe tán. Kàkà kẹ́ mélòó kẹ́ wà sóbà. Táwọn èèyàn wà àtúnṣe tán máa ṣe sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn. Ṣe lẹ jáde tẹ́ ń ṣe voice note káàkiri tẹ́ ń sọ pé ẹ̀ tán bá bí dáa kó lọ ṣe declaration mi. Nǹkan tẹ́ ń ṣe yé yín. Àwa dákẹ́ àwọn òyìn ni pé ó yé ọmọ tó sunkún, ó yé ìyá ẹ̀ tó ń rẹ̀ dákẹ́. Wàá fẹ́ wo bí tẹ́ máa já sí ni. Kì í ṣe pé àlè dá yín ló ń gbà yẹn. Àti pé àfẹ́ káwọn èèyàn máa fi wá ṣe ẹgbà ẹ wò wọ́n. Which nǹkan tó padà ṣẹlẹ̀ eventually náà nìyẹn. Òun náà lẹ bá débi ọ̀rọ̀ àgbà yahoo ẹ̀yin lẹ parọ́ máwọn èèyàn bí wọ́n ti gbé trillion ẹ tún mọ̀ ṣírò ẹ mọ̀ nǹkan tó ń jẹ́ trillion bí wọ́n ti gbé trillion fún bàbá kan. Ṣèbí inú ẹ̀ ní ọ̀rọ̀ àgbà yahoo ti yọ jáde because people thought wípé nǹkan tẹ́ ẹ̀ ń sọ pé òótọ́ ni pé ó dá yín lójú ni. Inú ẹ̀ lọ̀rọ̀ àgbà yahoo ti jáde iṣẹ́ ọwọ́ yín ni gbogbo ẹ̀ náà. That is why tẹ́ bá ń sọ èmi wò pé kò carry weight. Kò carry weight. Èèyàn kan wà tó máa gbé ṣé 60 àbí 6 trillion fún yàn. So by now wọn ní fún ní sọ kò tí ní jáde kò tí ní máa kọ́ lẹ́ni yà ọ́. Ẹ má máa fúlù ara yín mọ́. Ẹ má máa tan ara yín mọ́. Kò make sense. Kò make sense.
Trillion alẹ́ pé.
Ẹ̀yin gan ẹ máa gbé àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ tẹ́ ń sọ lẹ́nu yẹn. Ẹ gbé yẹ̀wò dáadáa kẹ́ tó máa sọ jáde. Téèyàn bá tiẹ̀ máa parọ́. Ẹ try kẹ́ ṣiṣẹ́ kẹ́ put effort sínú ọ̀rọ̀ tẹ́ fẹ́ pa. Ẹ má tún ṣe ọ̀lẹ pẹ̀lú ọ̀rọ̀ tẹ́ fẹ́ pa. Ẹ má ṣe ọ̀lẹ pọ̀ mọ́. Ẹ ṣiṣẹ́ ẹ ṣe research lórí irọ́ yín. Ẹ tún máa mú ọ̀lẹ mólè kò dáa. Ẹ má mú ọ̀lẹ mólè.
Ẹ bá máa jalè kẹ́ jalè bí ẹ bá dẹ̀ máa ṣiṣẹ́ kẹ́ ṣiṣẹ́.
Àwọn bàbá wa ní ọ̀dàlẹ̀ balẹ̀ kú ẹni bá dalẹ̀ ọ̀balẹ̀ lọ. Ìjọba mọ̀ pé kì í ṣe bí ọ̀dàlẹ̀. Ìwọ gangan ló kíyè sára. Ṣé wọ́n mọ̀ pé ẹnu tọ́mọ aráyé fi ń fẹ́ náà báyìí fi ń jò wọ́n tó lè fẹ́nu fẹ́ náà pa.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Ọwọ́ tọ́mọ aráyé fi ṣe sàdá ká àṣọ tí wọ́n yìn ọ́. Bí àjálù kan bá ṣẹlẹ̀ sí ọwọ́ náà lọ́mọ aráyé fi juwọ́ sí ọ tí wọ́n fàdà lẹ́yìn rẹ̀ tó wá gbọ́. Àdá náà mú ká fi lọ́sọ̀ọ́gì tó fi jì. Igi bá dàgbà kan àdá náà lọ́mọ aráyé ọ̀nà tí ó gbà pẹ̀lú fúngi tí ó fi bẹ̀rù lẹ́wọ̀. Ọ̀tá ò sí lára aráàta ara ní ẹni náà.
Aráalé ẹni ni wọ́n máa bínú òwe ni. Àwọn aráalé wa máa bínú pé bóyá wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ sí òwe ni. Aráalé ẹni ló ń ṣe ni. Kì í ṣe àmì pé kínní. Ìkúlé ò pani tòde ò pani nà. Ẹ máa ní wọn rí tí wọn rò tá ló gbé tí wọn sọ́kàn. Bọ̀tà wọn tó gbé tí wọn sọ́kàn wọ́n ń bà wọ́n jẹ́ nà. Ẹ bá gbé wọn sọ́kàn ẹ̀ ní máa lọ bà wọ́n jẹ́ ní kọ̀ọ̀rọ̀ kẹ́ máa rojọ́ wọn kiri nà.
Yes, we want freedom, and freedom we shall get.
Ẹ bá wọn jẹ, ẹ bá wọn mu.
That one is certain.
Wọ́n á ṣe gbá ṣàwo fún yín ẹ tún máa rojọ́ wọn láì dáa. Ẹlẹ́dàá wọn ló máa
I'm not
dá.
debating that with anybody. But how we are going to get there and how we are going to do it, nobody has any template. Nobody has any blueprint. But we are going to work it out. One step at a time. And don't let us be in a hurry. I know we are all eager. I got to buy Yoruba Nation. We tried. And like I said, we didn't fail. Those that failed are the ones that didn't try at all. The only people that have failed so far are the ones that are sitting down or the ones standing akimbo, watching us saying we are not doing anything. They are the ones that failed. But that does not also negate the fact that we have enemies in our midst that are working against the progress of this struggle. So you can choose your side. You want to be an enemy of progress, or you want to be one of the progressives. I can see a new Yoruba frontier forming right now. And I don't know, anybody listening to me now, and you're one of those people that will gather around to be making decisions. Whatever mistake we have made earlier on, please, don't let it repeat itself. Don't let it repeat itself. I can see a new frontier forming right now. And I can see it's going to be a very strong one. But now, it all depends on how we handle this. From the onset, the foundation. Then, amukun ewo olokele nwo ewo sale. Amukun wa ni isin ati so eru wa kale. Afe tuto. Oku so wa. Sha tun to ko wo ni. Aba to dada. Sha straighten ese amukun abi agbe eru iko lórí amukun, agbe fún ẹni tí ese rẹ̀ straight. Kini ado wa ko le straight.
Yoruba Nation. Love like, love like, love like, love like, love like. Yoruba Nation.
Àwọn kan máa ṣe mistake.
No going back.
Online ni wọ́n ti fẹ́ gba òmìnira. No. Wọ́n ní gba òmìnira online. But ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ṣẹ́ tó máa so wọ́n bá ṣe máa gba òmìnira, ó lè ṣẹlẹ̀ online. Whatever popularity this movement gained came from the online agitation. Either you like it or not, take it or leave it.
Thank you, Dr. Olamide.
It's just that the way we package ourselves right from the onset was wrong. And that's where some people get me
wrong. I love your analysis as well.
That's where some people get me wrong, thinking, "Hey, onja, àbúgbó àwọn kan pé wọn ò mọ̀ ṣe. I'm not saying pé èèyàn kankan ò mọ̀ ṣe. Mi ò ní bí pẹ̀lú anybody, mi ò lè sọ pé èmi bí mo ṣe wà mi ò ní ìdìpò kankan lọ́wọ́ anybody, kò sí kò fẹ́ fi ṣe. And if I say mi ò fẹ́ darapọ̀ mọ́ kinní kan, no, kò ṣe pé mo fi yúnra. It was a warning for me pé o gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe. And I saw the reason why along the line. Kò rú mi lójú, mo understand, ó yé mi. That's why I'm standing aside now and I'm proud of myself. I can beat my chest. Thank you. Can
you see the comment?
No.
I'll read it out.
Because ready to go to any length. You will be surprised. Ẹlòmíì tó ní òun ò like mi sìn òun bá mi jà. Ọlọ́run ní jẹ́ ká rí láburú. Tí nǹkan bá ṣẹlẹ̀ tó bá ní ó yá múyàn wá kó wá represent ẹ̀ mi tó bá yẹ kó ti interact pẹ̀lú mi rí, I won't be surprised. Tó bá sọ pé ẹ lọ pé Michael Láwá kó wá dúró fún mi bí. I won't be surprised. Màá kàn rẹ́rìn-ín ni pé so ó tiẹ̀ mọ̀. So ó tiẹ̀ mọ̀. Eré mi máa nà tán fún ẹni. Mo dẹ̀ máa bẹ sọ̀rọ̀ mi tó bá yẹ.
Wàá go straight pé o lè wá pè mí.
Èmi ò dẹ̀ ń force èèyàn pé wá ṣe nǹkan tí mo ń ṣe àbí wá gbà.
Àtọ́.
Béèyàn kan ò ṣe lè force mi pé wá ṣe nǹkan tí mo ń ṣe.
Ó ṣe wà ní ẹ bàbá mi.
No, I don't do it. And I don't expect anybody to do it to me. Nǹkan tí bá lè ṣe séèyàn.
Gbà tí n bá fi bù.
So ẹ̀yin olólùfẹ́ mi, mo mọ̀ pé lẹ́ẹ̀ ti ṣú. Ohun tó ṣe jẹ́ padà ṣètò igan lálẹ́ ni pé torí mi mọ̀.
Ẹ ṣé. Ẹ jẹ́ n ká lára kọ́mẹ́ǹtì fún wa kíákíá. Mama Onitiri, who claims to be late Chief MK Abiola's wife, wanted to set Oloye Igboho up and put Yoruba Nation's movement in jeopardy. Don't be Eleni, don't be one-sided and be too sentimental. But you're coming here. Your program is nice and professional. Baba and Igboho deserve the insult. Okay. Because they don't have the clue. Where is it again? They don't have the clue of where they are driving Yoruba car to. So please have to be careful of what you are saying. If the Toba mo, is it by force? No. God bless literate people of Yoruba land. I love this analysis of yours. Keep up the good work. Amamasoni, koni suwa. Because do mommy gangani. Eripe toro.
If you're between 40 and 65 years old and don't have life insurance, then this message is for you. Is the cheapest time.
Kama so toro. Àwọn olórí wa nìyẹn. Wọ́n complaint owó sí. Wọ́n lè torí kó sápò.
Good afternoon, distinguished members of the press. As you must have been aware, the Council of State meeting, which is indeed the first hybrid physical and virtual meeting of the Council of State for the year 2023, has held this afternoon. Fundamentally, the essence of the Council of State meeting is to allow for some accommodation of opinion, advice, and indeed consultation between the President and indeed the
ìfẹ́ kẹ́ gbọ́ bàbá mi yìí,
major
but ó ń
stakeholders
ròlù
in the
lọ nẹ.
polity, inclusive
Mo máa ń gbà
of the
fún wọn.
former presidents and heads of
Òyìnbó
states,
ni wọ́n sọ ò,
the former
ṣùgbọ́n
CJNs, the governors, among others. And indeed, taking into consideration the major critical issues of interest, with particular regard to the election and Naira perhaps the redesign, the Council of State meeting was summoned by the President, and arising from it, elaborate deliberations and discussions were held among the members of the Council of State. Opinions were expressed, advices given, and indeed consultations made. So we are here this afternoon to keep you abreast as to what has indeed
ó máa gbọ́
unfolded
bàbá mi yẹn sí lẹ́yìn ilé.
arising from such consultations. My name is Abubakar Malami, the Attorney General of the Federation Minister of Justice, and with me by immediate right is the Governor of Taraba State, who has equally been mandated to be part of the Pali engagement with you for the purpose of keeping you abreast as to the development arising from the consultations, arising from the deliberations. So by my immediate left as well is the Governor of Lagos State. The three of us have been indeed mandated to brief you, and we are here to brief you accordingly. The major issues on the agenda that were deliberated was first, the state of preparedness for the 2023 general elections, in respect of which the Council entertained briefing by the Chairman, Independent National Electoral Commission, which indeed was, who indeed made presentations as to their state of preparedness relating to the 2023 election, which is holding in February and March this year. And then the briefing by the Chairman, INEC, was followed up with further briefing by the Inspector General of Police, who collectively, by way of resolution, concluded that they are indeed fully prepared as far as the conduct of the 2023 election is concerned, and they have briefed the Council accordingly. The second major agenda item that was deliberated upon was the update that was entertained on the implementation of the new currency redesign policy, and the Governor of Central Bank was invited to make presentation for the consideration, deliberation, and indeed consideration as well, and deliberation by the council members. So I will first invite the Governor of Taraba State, His Excellency Darius, to address you without limitation as to which issues, but then certainly within the circumference of these two issues as highlighted. Your Excellency, the Governor.
Well, my name is Darius Ishaku, Governor of Taraba State. As the Attorney General of Federation has pointed out rightly what we discussed today. The INEC chairman briefed the Council of States on their preparedness for the election on the 25th of this month and that of 11th of next month, that are fully prepared. And also, the Inspector General of Police briefed the Council that they are equally prepared for the election, and both of them gave us the details of their preparedness. Lastly was the Governor of the Central Bank, who briefed us on the monetary change and the monetary issues that has arisen across the whole state in the Federation, and to give us the policy, the merits of that policy that was implemented. Basically, what took more time was that of the monetary issue, because of the hardship of money in circulation across the whole state. But generally, the views across board is that principally the policy is accepted Just like any new policy or any new change, at the beginning, people resist it, even though it's good. But generally, it's accepted. But the major issue across board from all the states and most of the speakers is that of implementation. And so many views were proffered, particularly that the CBN governor should look into making sure that money is available, the new money is available in quantum. And there were suggestions too that if the new money is not in circulation or printing them could be difficult, the old money that hasn't been changed could be recirculated and pumped into circulation to ease the tension, particularly for the poor people in our society who just need a little sum of money to buy their food, buy their drugs for daily basis, and they cannot even afford it. So the pains and the sentiments across the country were being expressed by different governors, my colleagues. And I think collectively, all these
If you're not
ideas,
affected
Mr.
by
President
this,
was
you won't come
present,
out to say something about it.
is to
now.
go and to provide solutions and advices
You
to
won't find
Mr.
solutions
President.
to it.
And he was there physically, he was present. So I'm sure that after this meeting, a lot of things will be done, particularly in easing the monetary tension in the society. Thank you.
I now invite. Hello there. Hope you're very well. My name is Paul Smith.
Let me play this one for you. I'm sure you will like to. Moti. Ẹ má bínú yẹn. Àwọn tó bá ń sọ òótọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ báyìí, ó yẹ ká máa mú wọn wá, kẹ́ máa gbọ́. Torí náà arákùnrin bàbá yìí máa ń gbádùn wọn. Máa ń gbádùn wọn, mo dẹ̀ máa ń gbọ́ ètò wọn. Ó máa ń mú ọgbọ́n dání. Kí ló ṣe ẹ́?
Really halted the move by the federal government to ban the use of the old Naira notes from February 10. The 7-member panel suspended the move in a ruling in an ex-parte application brought by three northern states of Kaduna, Kogi, and Zamfara. The three states had argued that the note swap plan was causing hardship before the elections. Justice Johnny Angokoro said the decision to suspend the deadline was unanimous. However, the application being ex parte was not served on the Attorney General of the Federation, who is sued in the case as a representative of the federal government. In a phone chat with Arise News, the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice Abubakar Malami explained that he's still studying the Supreme Court ruling and that after weighing the options, a decision will be reached by the federal government. The AGF also disclosed that the federal government will likely reach a decision on the matter today. Joining us now on the show to analyze the judgment of the Supreme Court is Dele Farotimi, a lawyer. Dele, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, Prof. Since everybody is promoting themselves, let me also promote you to Prof. Good morning.
Don't worry. Maybe at the appropriate time, I'll go back to where I came from. And try to see if I can take a
morning,
chair.
Prof.
Anyway, good morning. Good to have you on the program. Quickly, your take
on the ruling yesterday by the Supreme Court in the matter of Kogi, Kaduna, and Zamfara states, invoking the original jurisdiction of the Supreme Court with regard to the February 10 deadline and the extension of grace period to February 17 concerning old.
Good morning, Rufai.
And new laws.
Let me enter all the proper caveats. I stopped practicing law 5 years ago, but I do have some legal training. And it's also refreshing to be discussing something different from politics. At least that's a different town hall. So let's talk a little bit of law. Now, it is trite, at least what I remember from my days in the law school, is that when a court is going to make an order, the proper parties must be before it. It must have jurisdiction. It would appear to me in this case that that hasn't happened. The CBN is a creation of law, an act. It is not an adjunct of the president's office. And indeed, the finance minister was told exactly how much power she has in relation to the supervision of the CBN when the order for the Naira swap was originally issued. So what has happened is a situation where the Supreme Court has given an order where it has no jurisdiction. That is my own retired lawyer's view. So when you look at this, you have no choice but to immediately conclude that the Supreme Court has acted outside, way outside of its jurisdiction. That is one. But when you now consider the fact that we are a country that has been blessed with an exceedingly diligent, honest, and upright police force, honesty that has extended also into our customs, our immigration, and practically every aspect of our national life, I wonder exactly why we expect our Supreme Court or judiciary as a whole to be peopled by angels. Our Supreme Court is a reflection of the Nigerian society. I am being very careful and deliberate in my choice of words because the country is already inflamed enough as it is, and it would appear as if some people are intent on goading the citizenry into anarchy. So I do not want to be one of those that will pour petrol, but this is a most irresponsible action. Now, let me say this. If one is to look at this pronouncement of the Supreme Court, it can only be explained on one of two grounds. Insofar as the facts in the public domain are clear, which is that there is an order purporting to halt the deadline. And this order was given without the CBN having been made a party. It would be a most irresponsible order to have given in the absence of the CBN as a party to the suit. That is one. The second thing is, you can only explain these on the ground of incompetence or corruption. That is my own honest opinion. And I stand by those words. And it wouldn't be the first time where the Supreme Court will purport to assume jurisdiction where it has none. These are my views, and I stand by them, and I have used those words deliberately and intentionally. Thank you very much.
Okay, Mr. Faratimi, you see, one of the legal, there was a paper that, because a lot of stories are flying around now, so there was a paper, I think it was the Wheel, that reported that there was a CBN opinion that came out yesterday. And the opinion was, this doesn't concern us, because we're not adhered to the suit. We just continue with what we're doing. And in all of this, I want you to also speak to the independence of the CBN, because a lot of people, you know, in this spirit of political ragamuffin, junketing attitudes, think that the CBN is not even independent.
Rufai, our rulers, the Nigerian ruling class as a whole, are a bunch of pyromaniacs. They enjoy setting fire to the house, and they imagine that if the house should begin to burn, it will not touch them. The CBN opinion, I haven't seen it, but fact of the matter is that opinion will be completely correct. The CBN is a creation of law. As a creation of law, it has the capacity, the powers to act independently of the presidency, the legislature, or even the judiciary, insofar as it acts within the law. In this case, the CBN is not a party to the suit. We're even talking about the Supreme Court assuming original jurisdiction. That can only happen in a dispute between the state government and an agency or in fact, the federal government itself. We're talking about a situation where, let's say ABC, A being the state government, Malami and his own people, his crowd, the federal government being B, and the CBN is C. So A has dragged B to court and is demanding that C, who was not in the court, who is independent of B, should not do something when he's not even a party to the suit in the first place. It is tried. You don't even need to be a professor of law. You don't even need to be a PhD holder like Dr. Abati to know this is simple, elementary. So when you see look, the DSS went before a court and asked for an ex parte order so that it might arrest Emefiele. This was at the beginning of this madness. The court declined. And then Emefiele started his James Bond hide and seek up and down the place. Nobody knew where he was. They knew where he was. Next thing, soldiers are guarding him. DSS are... So they started all these games. This is what I mean when I talk about pyromaniacs. They don't think of the long-term consequences and effects on the institution and the state itself. They are focused on their stupid, narrow interest at all times. And this is what is happening again. So, DSS refused, and the court refused. It is the same game that they haven't stopped playing, that you are seeing again. It is a logical thing. Some people are bent on frustrating the Naira swap policy. They believe themselves to be the target of that policy. Now, I don't know what happens within the APC coven. I've never been in Aso Rock. I've never been anywhere near Emilokon and his coven. But fact is this, it is playing out in the public space, and you are seeing the same thing playing out, unfortunately, in what should be the hallowed chambers of justice. Look, our situation is obvious for any honest person to see. The interest of the average man on the street does not matter in the calculations of those who rule Nigeria. But you see, this is my employer behind me. The guy in the portrait is a laborer. He has given me a charge, and I must tell you all the truth. This is not about us. It's about them. They're playing their games. It's about who becomes the president. Oh, they are fighting me. It's because of me. They are changing Naira. It's because of me. The fuel is scarce. What about all the insecurity, all the things that have been happening all these years? Is because of him too? Or is because of us? Who are the victims? So now when they personalize all these afflictions, and then because it affects their narrow interest, they now start fighting dirty, and you start seeing their rump in the marketplace. This has not covered the Supreme Court in glory. But it should tell all of us the extent of the putrefaction that has seeped into our society. It stinks. That is all it does. It stinks to high heavens. And we should be honest enough to tell ourselves the truth. It stinks.
Okay. I think I would like you to assist us with a number of clarifications. When we talk about jurisdiction, yes, jurisdiction goes to the heart of the authority of the court, which can be raised before, during, and after a particular case. And when you raise the matters of jurisdiction, it can affect whatever the court has done in terms of proceedings. Okay, but in this particular case,
True.
What is being talked about is original jurisdiction of the courts. of this Apex Court under Section 232. And what the states are saying in terms of course of action is that in terms of this policy, they disagree with the federal government of Nigeria. What the federal government and the Attorney General of the Federation is now saying is that, oh, look, this matter should have started at the High Court, not at the level of the Supreme Court. Do you expect that if they push that argument before the Supreme Court will reverse itself on the matter of jurisdiction when the Supreme Court can itself make laws and give interpretation to the Constitution? That's number one. Number two, you raised a point about the CBN not being joined as a party. Now, if you look at the CBN Act 2007, the CBN is in actual fact, apart from this point about independence, an agent of the federal government, with the president given delegated authority under Section 5 of the same 1999 Constitution. If you look at the CBN Act, the CBN is responsible to the president under Section 4 subsection 3, under Section 6, and under Section 19. So there are things that the CBN cannot do without the representation, without the approval, that's what the law says, of the president. So if in this case the respondent is the Attorney General of the Federation, and the Attorney General of the Federation himself is acting on behalf of the government of the Federation and by extension the president. So where does the issue arise about saying the CBN has not been joined? The CBN Act cannot be superior to Section 5 or to Section 232 or to Section 230, as it were. If you can help us clarify this conundrum.
I know you have a plethora of learned silks who would begin to dab and dissect through the many laws that you have quoted. But let me strip it to its bare bones. And this is the bare bone. The subject is about jurisdiction. And jurisdiction goes to the root of any powers that the court might care to assume. A case was taken before the Federal High Court on the same subject, and the Federal High Court correctly ruled that he had no powers. In my own opinion, as I have said, I'm not a practicing lawyer. Now, where the CBN has acted even outside of its powers, it must necessarily be a party in a suit directed at its action or inaction. Where you have a situation where a matter such as this one that has drawn public attention, and we must understand that it is not only the letter of the laws, it is the spirit of the law that must be clearly seen to have been observed. We have a situation here where the issue has been politicized to the point where the matter had come into the public space. Candidates have been arrogating to themselves some benefits or disadvantages as a function of the policy. Somebody had gone already before the Federal High Court. The Federal High Court has ruled on the subject. We are now talking about the assumption of the original jurisdiction of the Supreme Court. The law is clear as to when and where that original jurisdiction is to be assumed. In this case, in my own opinion, it has not been properly assumed. Now, if you look at the public interest in this situation, the effect on the economy itself, the uncertainties that the country has been thrown into, such an order could not have been made and should not have been made ex parte. These are my own opinions. And I do not believe for 1 second that any exercise of the power in the manner in which it has been exercised now can be justified on the grounds that you have highlighted. I might very well be wrong, but these are my opinions. And I am also a lawyer who has retired. So What I'm saying to you, the languages I have used, the average lawyer will be careful not to use them because he knows that the Supreme Court or the body itself would begin to come down on it because it must preserve the illusion of justice. But this is nothing that can be justified. There is no basis for the assumption of jurisdiction here, in my opinion.
So, two things. Paul's supposed to be the proper jurisdiction. As in the argument that he was supposed to have started from the Federal High Court in the first place. That's one. Number two.
That is my belief.
So, number two will.
That is my belief. This matter had been started in the Federal High Court, and the Federal High Court has ruled on the subject. It has ruled. That is the proper venue for it to have been started. And the proper party was before the Federal High Court. The proper party was before the Federal High Court. That is the argument here.
So another thing,
when you talk about jurisdiction, it is fundamental to the discharge of justice.
Okay, let me also add this to it. So when you check the Federal High Court case, those added were the CBN, 27 deposit money banks, which are key people, to be able to halt this policy. The big question will be, what do you think was the motive behind these lawyers not adding the CBN and the deposit money bank to the suit? And also, secondly, in the grand scheme of argument, in the grand scheme of argument, if they are to press further and to make a case for the hardship on their citizens, no recorded occurrence of violence have been had in Zamfara, Kaduna, or Kogi as regards this policy. So what are the arguments here?
Look, Rufai, I've told you already. The Yorubas have a proverb. They say, "Àrùn tó ń ṣẹ̀gbẹ̀fà, òun ló ń ṣọ̀dún, òun tó ń ṣàkọyàdé, gbogbo ọlọ́yà ló ń ṣe." What ails one of a type ails all. We have this assumption that our judiciary is somehow insulated from what has overtaken us as a people. The fact that this is occurring within what should be the hallowed walls of the Supreme Court equally makes it almost unthinkable that it has been influenced in some ways. But I am saying that the persons who took this before the Supreme Court itself has acted most carelessly in this matter because the proper parties, the persons who took this before the Supreme Court, didn't do it for anything beyond their own political agenda. And they've been in the public space carelessly making it clear that they consider the policy as being inimical to their own political interests. It's not even, and then if you would recall, days back, the governor of Kaduna was there busy meeting with traders, telling them not to worry about changing their notes, that when the candidate of his party comes to power, the thing will be reversed. They've been very, very vocal and clear about why they are against this policy. And let me ask, we were given, I believe, 90 days in all. India did it in 1 day. Now, what were we waiting for all this while? Why were these cases not taken before the Supreme Court itself, even if it must have gone before the Supreme Court? Why is it happening now? We have these convoluted ideas that there might be a standard for the entire world, but we are entitled to a peculiarly Nigerian standard. 90 days. And we are still busy extending, and then now we are in. Look, there is nothing about public interest here. It's completely about political interest. It is up to the Supreme Court to justify what it has done because, frankly speaking, it has not covered itself in glory with it. For me, there is nothing about these that can be justified in law. That's my honest opinion. Can be discounted. Like I said, I'm no longer a lawyer.
Okay, Farotimi, I need you to also assist us with further clarification in this regard. You mentioned the case that was taken to court by 4 political parties at the Federal High Court Now, what is the status of that particular case now? Considering the hierarchy of courts, with the Supreme Court now ruling in the same matter, the rest, in both cases, the rest, that's the substance of the case, is the same. So now the Supreme Court, which is a superior court, having ruled, what happens to what happened, what was decided at the level of the High Court? And are you surprised that the state governments did not go to Court of Appeal in that particular matter? They went straight to the Supreme Court. What is the implication in terms of the hierarchy of courts?
Well, we're a country that pretends to be ruled by law. So let's first of all be clear about that. We are not ruled by law, but we pretend to be ruled by law. So it's a kabuki game. So it is not impossible that the almighty Attorney General of Nigeria would say much the same thing as what I've said now, since they appear to have Team A, Team B, and perhaps Team C within that their coven. So it's not impossible that the Honorable Attorney General might issue a declaration, as the CBN has already properly also said in the opinion to which you had alluded, that since the CBN was not a party to this suit, it will rightly disregard the vituperations of the Supreme Court. It's not impossible. But from, again, a retired lawyer's point of view, I believe that the CBN is completely correct. It should ignore this ruling, ex parte order, I should say. And I would also say that those who ignored to go to the Court of Appeal and jumped straight up to the wonderful Supreme Court of Nigeria with its many wonderful decisions, the Supremes have become completely wonderful these days. They have their own reason as well. Time is of essence. If they can't get the election postponed, if they can't get if the naira they have stocked at home, is it me and you that have stocked the naira they are trying to kill? It's not me and you. It's the people who have stocked naira that are busy lamenting. So it's not impossible. We're actually in La La Land. Don't be surprised when Malami comes out with his thing.
Okay. Because all of this is quite looking like a game of Teddy Pika. The question is, which one do you want to pick? So does it mean that going forward now? No, it's a game of Teddy Pika already. And it's a joke, to say the least. So does it mean now that if the CBN raises interest rate tomorrow, the state government can go and say, oh, the interest rate affects my state and my people, then goes to Supreme Court and it gets it? Because this is like the precedent that this is setting. And somebody would have wondered that why didn't the states, for instance, take the federal government, as it's taking it to court now, over issues that are pertinent to the people, to the old people's welfare? Why is it over this matter that is so? Because what it means tomorrow is that once interest rate is raised or something, the state governor can say, well, the interest rate affects my people, and he'll get an injunction to halt interest rates and monetary policy. So if the monetary policy didn't sit right or somebody didn't say something, but they can summon the court and say, monetary policy, you didn't sit right, you didn't speak properly, I sue you to the Supreme Court. And I get...
Can be that ridiculous.
No, but Dr. Abati, isn't it a game of ridiculousness now?
It can be that ridiculous.
Isn't it a game of ridiculous now? Dylan?
Rufai, look, doctor just took the word right out of my mouth. There is something we call reductio ad absurdum. That is when you continually break down something until it gets to the point of the ridiculous. And the truth be told, Nigeria has gotten to the point of the ridiculous. When they were done destroying the lower courts, they have their gun sight on the Supremes now. And the Supremes are busy unveiling in public. So let's say this. It is not impossible that we'll get to all those points because it usually starts somewhere. And let's be clear, the putrefaction of our courts didn't start yesterday. It started somewhere. It started when we tolerated the elevation of, extremely intelligent men, because that's how the court system works. The politicians, powerful men in society, get to appoint the judges. More or less, that's the reality. So the most brilliant one amongst these ones in the lower court gets elevated to the Court of Appeal. And the same thing happens to the Supreme Court. But the question we have to ask ourselves, that we constantly ignore to ask, these men and women, are they Togolese? Are they Ghanaians? They are Nigerians, like me and you.
Of course.
The society we have
Charity
created
begins at home.
has reduced everything to the level of the absurd. That is why I say, even the question you have asked, the responses I'm giving, the outrages anyone at home might be feeling, they are selective outrages. We already live with madness that we have all normalized. So what you are saying in the Supreme Court is the peak of the judicial madness that has overtaken Nigeria. You get it?
I get it, man.
That's where we are.
I get it, man.
Okay.
Dog show ad absurdum.
Yeah, I don't imagine that we'll get to that ridiculous state. If that happens, then the Supreme Court will be dead.
It always starts somewhere.
And all of us will be in that strait. But let me bring up another issue, still on the Supreme Court. The decision of the Supreme Court with regard to the Ahmad Lawan case and the Machina case in Yobe North, whereby against the ruling of Justice, not against the ruling of Justice Obaseki, the ridiculous position that the court cannot inquire into the affairs of a political party, internal matters of a political party, creating the autocracy of party leaders, whereby they can violate any law. In this case, sections 84, 85 of the Electoral Act, given short shrift. And then you have the Supreme Court saying a man who did not take part in a party primary witnessed by the INEC in line with sections 84, 85 of the Electoral Act is a validly elected person. We have seen it in the Ahmad Lawan case. We have seen it also in Akwa Ibom with Senator Akpabio. But, the Supreme Court makes mistakes after all. They reverse themselves more or less in the Amici case. But we also saw what the Supreme Court in the Ararume case, in the Opuzodinma case, and some other cases. But what do you think is happening to the Supreme Court along the lines of your thought?
Doc, when we started this part, it started with him talking about reduction ad absurdum. And I said clearly that it didn't start today. The putrefaction of our judiciary is part and parcel of what has overtaken Nigeria as a whole. You're talking about the Lawan case. You spoke of the Akpabio one. And it's almost as if these are isolated cases. But the reality that I know, each and every one of us knows, is that the Supreme Court and the Nigerian judiciary as a whole are becoming largely, I don't believe, it's almost impossible to get justice again. But it didn't start yesterday. You just alluded to what happened in Imo State.
For a long time. So how can we rectify this situation, sir?
It's today sat ensconced in government house, thanks to the Supreme Court. The Machina Lawan case is things to the ear, not to the nose, to the ear. And then you've got the Akpabio one. What you are seeing is judicial anarchy. It just does not appear to make sense. But it didn't start today. I recall when I was on your show, it was in June, I was out of the country, and I was asked a question related to the person who now sits at the CJ today. And I said at the time,
how can we get out of this mess, Baba? Please.
The man is either corrupt or incompetent. And I spoke specifically to a case that establishes the position that I have taken at the time. That was in June. How can I possibly be surprised by anything I am saying today when I said that to you in June? This is a situation where we as a people must not be afraid to look in the mirror and tell ourselves the truth. Our society is almost close to 80. You know that that former French slave plantation.
What was the solution?
This was how it began its journey in farming. The only thing that is saving us is because there is enough for them to share. That is where we are going. When you can no longer trust the judicial institution to do justice. Because I'm saying this, there is no longer any clarity. If the Supreme Court will be ruling on matters where it does not have the rest or the proper parties, eventually the reduction ad absurdum is already happening. And we are normalizing it by pretending that it is not happening. It's already happening. What we shouldn't see, we're already seeing.
I've said that so many times.
I mean, come on. These are not things that can be explained as errors. When somebody is willfully doing what they ought to know is wrong, something a first-year law graduate will tell them is wrong. And then, please, the putrefaction didn't start yesterday.
Okay.
And when you say that, if they started today, it will happen tomorrow again. It keeps happening, and every day they keep chipping bits and pieces of the integrity of the court from it. They keep casting away their robes, almost like a striptease in a club.
Okay, Dele, I mean, for good measure, I wanted to add you to analyze the Akpabio case too, but we don't have time. But when you talked about Haiti, I just hope it's not Haiti or that Papa Doc Duvalier, but we hope we don't get to that level, all right? But thank you so much for your time.
Aren't we close already?
It's fine. It's going to be well with Nigeria. Thank you for your time. This country will be great. We will stand on its feet again.
Hey, thank you very much. I hope we enjoy this conversation between Mr. El-Rufai and Mr. Faronti. I forgot again. Anyway, we thank you for this conversation. Well, my people, what else can we say? What else? We've seen a lot. And we need to do something about it. Solution. Don't let us just sit back and be looking at them. How many people? How many of them? What's their percentage? They are not up to us. So let us rise up, rise and shine. Ask questions. Don't just keep quiet. Enough is enough. So, my people, do not keep quiet. Know your right and ask for your right. Thank you very much. So, we'll end the show now, and then we will meet again whenever. It might even be today, tomorrow. Ajoke, anytime. She's always there. Anything that is going on, what is happening? Kilonsele. A máa gbé wá fún yín. Ẹ ṣé, mo dúpẹ́ púpọ̀ lọ́wọ́ yín. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n appreciate àwọn èèyàn mi. Mr. Taiwo Ọlárewájú, mo kí yín púpọ̀ o. Àjọṣe wa ò ní bàjẹ́. Ẹ kú gbogbo ẹ̀. Ẹ̀yin náà ẹ kú akitiyan tiyín náà lọ́tùn lósì. Gbogbo wa náà ni àní ṣìsọ, àní ṣìṣe, àní ṣìlẹ̀tẹ̀ lágbára Ọlọ́run Olódùmarè. Bíbíire, I salute. Mo mọ̀ pé o ti lọ ní Sunday, wà nílé ìjọsìn, o ti sáré bá mi ṣe tó lè ṣe. Ọlọ́run á bá mi ṣiṣẹ́ gbogbo yín láṣeyanjú pẹ̀lú ògo Ọlọ́run. Ìfẹ́ tẹ ní sí Àjọkẹ́, ìfẹ́ náà ò ní dòbu o. Mr. Rob, ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́. Ẹ ṣé, mo dúpẹ́ gan-an ni, ẹ ṣé. Ẹ̀yin náà tún fi coin sórí mi. Adé ni, Adé Ajokekeade. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, ọmọọba lèmi náà, ọmọọba lèmi náà. Ṣùgbọ́n most of àwa tá wà ní ibẹ̀ yẹn, ọmọọba ni gbogbo wa. Ọmọ iyì, ọmọ ẹ̀yẹ. Àkànní, Àìná, Òkè. Mi ò rí eléyìí. Orúkọ méjì ló bá mi jẹ́. Àkànní, ó máa mú birth certificate ẹ̀ jáde. Bóyá irọ́ ni, bóyá òótọ́, mi ò mọ̀. Mo dúpẹ́ púpọ̀ lọ́wọ́ yín àti gbogbo ẹ̀yin silent watcher. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín. Mr. Taiwo, ọwọ́ Èjìrẹ́ yí mi ká ni. Mr. Taiwo Ọpẹ́, something like that. Ẹ jẹ́ n lọ sísàlẹ̀. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín. Ẹ ṣé gan ni. Àjọṣe wa ò ní bàjẹ́. A máa ríre bára wa ṣe o. Ẹ ṣé. God bless you. Kẹ́ ní nice week. A ní gbúrò ara wa sí láburú o. A ní sáré wàrà wa o. A ní kúkú òjijì o. Ẹrù tábíyamọ ò kí ń tú. Wọn ò ní gbé ká wa mọ́ o. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí, ẹ má jẹ́ kí èdè Yorùbá kó parun. Mo bẹ̀ yín ni. Ẹ rí show tí mo ṣe ní 2 weeks ago, ọjọ́ Sunday or something like that, tí mo kà nípa ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn ọba wa. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn èèyàn ní interest lórí irú show bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn. Wọn ò fẹ́ gbọ́ ìtàn, wọn ò fẹ́ ṣe gìràgìrà yìí náà ṣáà ní nǹkan. Tá bá ṣe nǹkan míì, wọn ò ní fẹ́ wò. Àfi kó ṣáà ti jẹ́ gbas-gbos-gbos. Anyway, àwa máa sapá wa. Àjọkẹ́, try your best and leave the rest. So bye for now. Ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́. God bless you all. Thank you. Love you all.